George, I think you were out when I was going to do this story, so I waited for you.
Oh, thank you.
Because it is animal related. This happened in Nebraska. A dude was pulled over driving his, looks like a Lincoln Continental, I think. He was pulled over because in his passenger seat was a bull, a Watusi bull.
Wait, I think we did this story, didn't we?
Did we do it? We might have.
Like, how do you get a bull into a car?
Did you see the picture?
Wow.
That is a huge bull.
That thing is 2,200 pounds.
Maybe we didn't do that story.
And would you try to focus? Maybe we didn't do that story at all.
Maybe the
But yeah,
station
this
did.
guy had to modify his car because, of course, the thing is way... Have you seen it, Junior? Junes?
It's like a cartoon.
That's
Look
amazing.
how much bigger than the car it is. So he had to cut away the roof of the car because the bull stands up probably about 5 feet above the roof of the car.
Would that
And that's as it's standing in the passenger seat and back seat.
would that allow that guy a pass into the HOV lane?
Yeah, it would, wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
Multiple passengers. And this, first of all, this vehicle is very tacky. What do you think the bull thinks riding in a car that has on the front of it another set of bull horns on the front of the car?
Could have been his buddy.
Yeah. He's like, damn, man. That's just insult to injury here.
Sam didn't want to end up like that.
I mean, I appreciate the ride, though, but at 8:40,
Boy, it looks
Bruce
like
Bochy bull.
Boy, we didn't need to talk to the skip, though.
Yeah, we
I don't
do.
know, though.
Things
I don't
aren't
know.
good right now. We need to talk to him.
So my question is this. Most of these passenger vehicles have gross vehicle rating that probably only allows, 900 pounds of passengers in it.
Yeah.
This exceeds that.
Oh, yeah.
The dude who owns it, by the way, the bull's name is reportedly Howdy Doody.
I think it's safe to carry this bull like this. Yes.
Yes, I do. You want to be honest
Yes,
with
I
you,
do.
officer? Yes, I do. Overrated. It's John Candy and
Stop
Planes,
it.
Trains, and Automobiles.
Overrated?
Yeah.
God, you're out of control.
No, I like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It was great. It was very different than other John Hughes movies. Not enough teen angst in it for me.
There was very little, if any, teen angst.
You're like a chatty Cathy doll. This bull was, I guess, this guy's prized animal because he displays the bull in parades and stuff in this vehicle. So this vehicle rides in parades. With
So the bull must like it.
The bull. I don't know. Dude, the thing is tied into the vehicle.
Well, that's just for safety. They don't
Yeah.
have a bull
Well, yeah,
seatbelt.
but the bull isn't concerned about safety. It wants
The
freedom.
heck he isn't.
I mean, the horns on this thing are huge.
No, it's
how thick
bigger
that
than a
is.
longhorn.
Let me see that.
That's thicker than
Yeah.
Lou Ferrigno's leg.
It's like a
Good Lord.
dinosaur bull.
I've never seen a bull that horny.
Okay. So the officer wrote him a warning and asked him to take the animal back home and to leave the city that he was traveling through.
To leave.
Yeah.
Boy, that car looks like it's about to go up on two wheels
I know it.
on the bull side.
The owner says that he has modified this car, not just where the bull can fit in it, but he's modified the frame.
He's got some
But
sort of
I don't see how you
gate
can
where the-
modify the suspension enough
No.
to carry that kind of weight. And it's the load is it's an uneven load.
Yeah.
It's not like you're spreading it out.
Boy, if he takes a left turn like going 35 or 40, I really think that thing could tip.
Well, he removed the two passenger doors and put on a big like pipe gate there.
Yeah, he's got a gate.
He took
welded
the
on there.
took the gate off of a fence and welded it onto the car. It's so half-a
That
looking.
bull may think it's awesome. Going down the road, breeze
I
blowing
don't
in his
think-
face like a dog.
I don't think that's a good point. Why do dogs like that?
I don't know. They think it's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, if the bull didn't want to do that, he would resist every time the guy had said, all right, time to go for a ride. And I think that'd be hard to coax him into the car.
Yeah, how do you load that bull in there?
So the bull has to like it.
Do you just give him a treat if he gets in the car himself? Meat.
I don't know. Usually, seems like my granddad always had some sort of whip to get him in a trailer.
Was it a bull whip or a different kind of whip?
He wouldn't like whoop him with it, but it was just, you prod him a little bit.
Yeah, why aren't bull whips? I never see them used with bulls.
It's used with lions.
Yeah. Why aren't they called lion whips? Because you don't see them used on bulls, do you?
No,
I mean, you're around cattle daily. Do you see a farmer out there with a bull whip?
No.
It seems like in the old days when you watch Westerns, didn't they use a bull whip?
On bulls?
Yeah. Like on rawhide.
Yeah.
Jody, you remember your experience with a bull at the rodeo?
Oh, yeah.
So was that frightening?
I was on, it was Dakota, wasn't it? What's the name of that bull?
That was
named
frightening.
after Dak.
And you knew he wasn't open. The gate wasn't going to be open, but that was frightening.
That bull still could have reared up in that chute.
I was standing right above
ready
that
for him,
chute.
too. I was
whatever.
Yeah.
nodding my head going, pull,
so
let's go.
scared.
Yeah.
So, guys, get me out of here. Get me out of here, guys. Come on, guys.
Wouldn't that have been an awful ending if you had slipped off the bull and you got trampled in the gate, in the pen?
What would y'all have done?
So
the rest of the show
Gone to network?
is the answer to the
Junior and Gordo show.
question.
We're still here live at Mesquite Rodeo. And
For those who are just joining us,
paramedics
George is
could
out
not,
for the rest of the day.
It is
and
time.
the rest of his career. So
it's kind of like when you got arrested in Green Bay, just go on and do the
they
show.
just
and act
didn't
like
even
it-
mention it again.
Next up on the schedule that day was the 840 bid. I don't know if it would have been George from heaven or...
Clarence said, "Hey, where's George?"
So could you feel the animal?
Yes.
The animal's power.
Yes. You could feel his, he would like twitch his muscles around his shoulders, and oh man, it was freaky.
How do those guys?
I don't
Why
know.
do those guys ride the bulls?
I don't know.
Moolah.
Okay. It
Juice.
seems like that. Don't you think that sport will go away?
I don't know.
I guess bullfighting hasn't
that's
gone
still
away,
around.
and that's got to
Right.
be first on
Yeah.
the list. But yeah, there's nothing more disturbing than seeing the guy, and aren't they kind of tied up there on the bull, like their hands is
They
up
got
on
that hand underneath
yeah.
that rope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's times where the guy goes unconscious, but still on the
That
bull,
hand's
and
on
he's
there.
flopping around.
Then here come the clowns and try to. That's a terrible
Okay.
gig too.
Why do they still have to be dressed as
I
clowns?
know.
You don't need the costume.
I think it's for our entertainment and the bulls. I think the bull thinks that's
I
funny
don't think
too.
the bulls think it's funny that there's clowns running around. But why don't they update the costumes? One's dressed as Batman and one's,
Oh, that's all
like
we need.
Spider-Man.
Have a bull jump on Batman's cape.
Gosh, how troubling would it be to see Batman get killed by a bull?
Horns through the cape and just dragging him around.
Maybe
the arena.
that's why they do it, in case the bull, sticks a horn through a clown's heart. Everybody's going, well, okay, but I mean, it's a clown.
It's a clown,
But if it was like Batman, we'd all be real traumatized by that. 'Cause man's Batman took it. Batman's dead, man.
To your question, I don't think they're ever going to get rid of bull riding or bronc riding. I think if a rodeo event gets canceled, it'll be calf roping, something that just seems a little cruel. But I think since the bull and the bronc usually win after 8 seconds,
Yeah.
I think that'll stay around for a long time. That doesn't seem cruel to the bull or the bronc, but when you rope a calf around the neck and then drag him down and tie his leg, that seems a
Tie
little
the
cruel.
legs together and throw your hands up in the air.
Right.
Steers going, what the?
Oh, gosh. My brother used to annoy me when we were in bands together. I was always the guy who took care of my guitar cables because, you can short those things out.
Sure.
They're expensive. When you're a musician, you don't have a lot of money, so you got to protect the cable. My brother would treat his guitar cables so bad, and he used to do, just to annoy me, he would take his guitar and put it in its case and then take the cable and just start wrapping around real fast in the case and throw his hands up like he just wrote the calf. Just appalling me because he was shorting out cables all the time. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, okay. Nebraska's
bull
big
riding
rodeo parade, best car entry was what
Wow.
this was. This won that
So
in Nebraska.
P1 just sent this. I don't know if you guys can see it. Is this the same bull in the same car, and he's gone number 2 on the back of the car?
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, that is. That's the same one. So he didn't remove the doors. He just...
They just put it.
It looks like that gate's not even welded. Is it welded on the car or just tied to it? Is it welded?
Yeah, it does look like it's welded.
It is welded.
Still,
that bullet. Now, he does not look happy.
Look at that. He has just gone mudslide all over the back of that Crown
That would
Vic.
be a problem.
Ugh. Nasty.
Mudslide on Crown Vic. I bingoed.
No, there's no way. There's no way you had that on a bingo card. Have you ever had a dog that went inside a vehicle?
No, thank goodness.
Why are they so well potty trained when it comes to riding in cars?
I don't know that they are. I just think we're lucky. Because if a dog has that problem, there's not much you can do about it.
You ever get in a person's car that they have lots of dogs and they got the towels all over the seat and the towels are all full of hair and you got to sit in there and you're like, and they're like, hey, it's fine. You just move that towel over a little bit and you move the towel and then there's tumbleweeds flying in the air conditioning of dog hair. Why is it that dog people don't realize how gross they let things
how much
get?
Ground they give.
Do cat people realize how awful their homes smell?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think they do either.
I think they start tuning it out. It's like, yeah, I'll get around to changing that litter box. You want a cigarette? And there's nothing worse than that litter box smell.
I know.
Permeating a house. Ugh. Well, can't we...
Nasty.
We've genetically modified dogs to be hypoallergenic. Why can't we genetically modify cats not to smell ammonia-like all the time when they do their litter box stuff?
Yeah, why can't we do that?
I mean, we genetically modified them to automatically be house-trained. How is that? The cats just know how to use a litter box.
I don't know.
And dogs, you got to work with them for 6 months before they even get the hang of it.
Nah, just a couple of days.
What?
Good old dog will know how to do it. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I potty trained my dog, house trained her by shaming her.
Matter of days, usually.
Because my mom gave me a book on how to house train a dog or how to train a dog, written by monks.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic book.
And their tip to house train them was to, if they do a poo inside, you have them smell the poo with their snout, and then you put them in the corner and you hold their head down and say, no, no, no.
Gosh.
Seemed very cruel, but
Dang,
it worked.
Monks.
I know.
No. Don't trust the monks. Doing all that shaming, it should be out of love. They should want to go outside to go potty out of love. That's the religious way.
It did feel awful to shame your dog.
But I guess it worked
It
for
did
you.
work.
So, yeah, the problem is that little dogs, they never get potty trained. What is it? The smaller the dog,
people
the
just
less
put up
potty
with it.
trained they get.
Oh, he's not. What do you mean he's not potty trained? You've had him for 8
Yeah,
years.
he's 8 years old. What do you mean he's not? Well, I mean, it's okay. I
So
mean,
why
he's
little
a
dogs?
dog. I don't know. Little dogs they will not be potty trained like big dogs will.
Huh. I've never heard that.
Yeah. It's crazy. And
Small dogs are beatings.
We just
What's that?
heard Jesus whisper into a mic.
At George Dunham on Twitter.
Small dogs are beatings. All small dogs?
I don't know. I didn't say it. I don't know where that came from.
God, my grandparents had a Chihuahua. Every time I looked at it, the thing just looked like it didn't want to be in this world. It was always shaking and looking twitchy.
They're so
It's
twitchy.
on meth or
Yeah, and
something.
his eyes were all bulged out like it had Graves' disease.
Do they ever relax? Does
No.
a Chihuahua ever
Chihuahuas
relax?
never relax. It always looked like it didn't have enough hair. It looked like it was always undergrown on hair and always cold.
They want to smoke. They just don't know how.
Yes. All right.
All right, Gordo, thank you. That's the O-Deck.
I have no idea, Craig. Why don't you go ahead and do it?
All right, we'll be right back.
Let's go, Buffett!
Okay. That's a reduction. Okay. Have you guys followed any of the Ken Paxton impeachment trial?
Yes, a
little
little
bit.
bit of it.
It's a glazer for me.
It's kind of a glaze.
I know it's important to a lot that goes on. We should follow our state politics. But what politics are fun to follow?
Zero.
Not national, not state, and not local. So where does that leave us? Ken Paxton pleaded not guilty to charges of corruption and bribery yesterday on the opening day of his impeachment trial in the state Senate here in Texas. It is the first, I guess, proceeding for a statewide officer for an impeachment proceeding in more than a century.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's kind of historic.
In our state.
So
or
we say
nationwide.
In our state.
Okay.
Well, that's a good question. Proceeding for a statewide officer in more than a century. I took it to mean
It's in our state.
yeah,
Probably,
just in
yeah.
our state. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, H words. Why some of them we say the H and some we don't?
What does Ken Paxton think about
Like,
that?
do you say herbs or do you say herbs?
Herbs.
Do you say hour or hour?
Hour.
Which hour are you coming over in?
Why are you saying it like that?
What? Whiskey. Paxton is facing trial on 16 articles of impeachment related to accusations which were launched or lodged primarily by his former top deputies who went whistleblower on him. They say that he abused his office for the benefit of himself
No way.
and an Austin real estate investor who was said to have assisted Mr. Paxton with home renovations and an extramarital affair. Whose extramarital affair was it? I got Tom Brokaw on you
Yeah,
there.
you did kind of broke off, pal.
Was it Paxton's or the Austin real estate
Paxton's.
investor? Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought he's married to a state senator or
Yes.
something.
Yeah.
Why are you shocked?
Well, because, I mean, they're still together, and didn't she run cover for
Why
him when
are you
he
shocked?
ran outside the house and dove into the back of the SUV when they were
Yeah.
Yeah.
trying to serve a warrant on him or something?
There are
That alone should just... I mean, that's taking a knee right there, isn't it?
What?
Right.
When you're trying to avoid being served and you run out back and you jump in the back of an El Camino or something. I mean, it's
That's
All right,
too
bingo!
logical.
Bingo. Yeah.
squealing
El Camino.
tires.
By the way, I know we're not supposed to judge a book by its cover,
Uh-oh.
but doesn't
That
he
means that
Yeah,
that is
he does.
exactly what's
doesn't
supposed
he
to
look
happen.
guilty?
Yeah, he looks a lot like Walker Rayleigh.
Looks like Walker Rayleigh.
Kinda.
I mean, if there was ever anyone at the defendant's table that looked guilty, it's Ken Paxton.
Sorry. Hey, his attorney is Tony Busby.
Ranger.
What was the sports story he was associated
Deshaun Watson. He defended
with?
Deshaun
Okay.
Watson.
All right. Okay. There's strike two.
Well, what?
Defending
Kind of
Deshaun
fits,
Watson.
doesn't it?
Everyone is entitled to
Yes,
legal
they're
defense.
entitled, but who had
Well, you-
more counts against him, Deshaun Watson or
So you
Ken
blame
Paxton?
That's
you
close.
blame lawyers for
I don't blame them. I just kind of wonder about them sometimes.
they're doing their job representing
know.
people who are accused. Yeah, Fernando's a big fan of Ken Paxton.
Oh,
actually.
He
yeah.
loves him. He thinks this is a witch hunt.
That's what Fernando called it.
Right.
Yeah.
Off the air. He
No.
threw me up against the wall and said, "Hey man,
No, Fernando doesn't think
Hey,
that.
don't report on the
Don't
witch
talk
hunt."
about the witch
No,
hunt
he
today,
doesn't
man.
Witch.
think that.
What? The majority of the Republicans in the Texas House voted 121 to 23. They joined in on the 121 to 23 vote in May to impeach him. So the Republicans are against him. Texas Republicans.
Which is the strongest sign that he probably should
Yeah,
go.
it's probably going down.
I don't know, though. Isn't he, though? He lines himself with Trump, which sometimes that can do an end around on Republicans. You know, because Trump would battle the Republicans, the national Republicans, and would usually win. You know, people that support Trump, they'll turn on Republicans pretty quickly. Former Proud Boys leader Enrique Tarrio.
That's another one Fernando was sticking up for.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't.
He's like, man, he's really misunderstood, man. He was sentenced to 22 years in prison for orchestrating this, what happened on January 6th for his followers. It's the stiffest punishment that's been handed down related to January 6th. He's 39 years of age. He pleaded for leniency before the judge.
Not quite the tough talk we got a couple of years ago.
He called January 6th a national embarrassment. He apologized to the police officers who were defending the Capitol and the lawmakers there who had to flee in fear. He said to the judge, Please show me mercy. I ask you that you not take my 40s from me. And the judge took his 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
So sad.
A little bit into the 60s. The judge was appointed by Trump, as a matter of fact. But prosecutors had sought 33 years in jail, and he only got 22, so I guess you could say it's a victory for him.
Yeah, I guess.
He only got 22 years rather than 33.
Yeah.
So he wasn't even in Washington, D.C. at the time, though. His lawyers said that he was just a keyboard warrior, that he just talked a lot of trash. He was just a trash talker online, and that's all he was.
And an orchestrator online.
Well, they said no, he wasn't orchestrating. It was trash talking orchestration. So the defense only wanted 15 years. And they argued that he shouldn't be punished as harshly as the Oath Keepers leader, that Rhodes guy who was on the Capitol grounds on January 6th, who didn't get as much time as this guy did. So, Alec Murdoch. What is that name?
That's your boy.
As I think back and hear the harp sound and try to recall.
That's your guy.
He's not my guy.
Oh, yeah, he is.
I barely know anything about him, despite watching hundreds of hours of coverage of him. He was convicted in March of murdering my wife, Megs, and Paw, my son, Paw. He's seeking a new trial and an FBI investigation. His lawyers claim that the clerk of the court had a series of inappropriate conversations with jurors and committed other misconduct during Alec's trial. Now, these are the claims against Rebecca Hill, who's the clerk of the court. They claim that she told jurors not to be fooled by Mr. Murdoch's tearful testimony, and that she had had private conversations with the jury forewoman, including one in a courthouse restroom, and that she fabricated a story about a Facebook post by another juror's ex-husband in an effort to have that juror removed. Now, if any of these things are true, that's some pretty serious misconduct, because the court clerk is the one that's responsible for handling the jury, for getting them their food. She also told them when they went, according to his lawyers, one juror, in an affidavit that was filed with this motion, told them at the beginning of the deliberations, she told them, this shouldn't take us long. And she told the 6 smokers that were on the jury that they could not take a smoke break until after they reached a verdict.
Wow. God.
Now, I watched the trial and thought the guy was guilty.
Yes.
But you can't have this kind of conduct if this is true.
So we're going to have to go through another trial?
Yeah.
Maybe.
What do you mean, I'm like, yes, I get to relive it all again. My son, Papa, and Megs.
Yeah, well, let's see if he can work up those tears in a second trial.
Yeah. So you didn't buy any of it?
No.
This Rebecca Hill court clerk has had an unusually high profile for a court official. After she read the verdict aloud in the courtroom, which is part of her job, she stood on the second-floor balcony of the courthouse with her dog as prosecutors were holding a news conference below, so she was in the shot. And then a few days later, when this is kind of idiocracy, when the lead prosecutor in the case, Creighton Waters, who got the conviction, he posted a video on Twitter of himself playing the guitar. She replied with 3 heart emojis and commented, "Your biggest fan in Colleton County."
God.
Jeez. Joe Jonas has filed for divorce from Sophie Turner after 4 years of marriage. The tickets own Joe Jonas, because didn't the Jonas Brothers live here for a while?
Yeah.
Or was that the
They
Hanson
grew up in
brothers?
Southlake. Or they grew up there? Or they lived there for a while.
It says he was born in like Arizona, but maybe he grew up along with Nick and Kevin in Southlake. But yeah, he and Sophie Turner, she's Sansa Stark on Game of Thrones.
Oh.
Hunter.
Which you guys didn't watch.
Nope.
Refused.
Won't
Can't
do it.
believe that you didn't
Any
watch
show
Game of
where a
Thrones.
dragon has the lead, I'm out.
It doesn't have the lead.
Unless it's Giggle Snort Hotel, then I'm in.
What?
I watched the first episode, and there was a brother and sister having sex, and I was out.
We draw the line
Wait,
there.
I just tuned into the show.
But
What are you talking
you
about?
love that kind of stuff,
Apparently
so
you're into that.
that
so.
really drew you.
Yeah, that's
in.
when it peaked for me. That's the best it ever got in the series. Let's see. They were married in a secretive ceremony. How do we know about it then?
I told you later.
Oh. And they are now splitting up. It's one of these Hollywood couples that gets a lot of coverage. They have 2 kids. Bob Barker died of Alzheimer's. So, anyway.
How long did he
You don't
have
to
it?
Say it like that.
He said he'd been struggling with it for years. And,
He was 99, right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He did a promotional video for PETA in 2013. PETA Brady. The Brady Bunch. He said, I became a vegetarian more than 30 years ago and almost immediately felt healthier. Being a vegetarian doesn't just help your body, it helps your mind. Studies show that the more meat you eat, the greater your risk is of developing Alzheimer's.
I'd say probably if you live to 100, the greater your risk is as well.
He said, so to protect your memory, eat vegetarian and keep your wits about you till ripe old age. So this proves to me that the diet I've had all along has been the right one.
Okay.
That's the conclusion.
Nothing but meat and whipped cream.
Meat and whipped
Yeah,
cream.
whipped cream will counterbalance the red meat that you eat.
An estimated 6.7 million adults 65 and older are living with Alzheimer's. And almost 2/3 of them are women. Did you know that women get Alzheimer's more than men?
Interesting.
Yeah. It's a dreadful disease,
terrible.
horrible disease. I'm hoping we're on the brink of finding a cure for that.
Yeah.
Guess who got married? Jeannie Buss and Jay Moore. The Tickets own Jay Moore.
Did I not know they were an item?
Yeah, they were an item. Yeah,
Wow.
We've talked about it on the air before,
Okay.
but yeah, she's
Stop it for a
61. Can we stop the ceremony for a second?
When did
I'm
she
hearing
break
a
up
preacher over here just
with Phil Jackson?
destroying. I don't know.
That's been a while, I guess.
Wasn't she with Jay Moore for about 5 or 6 years?
Yeah,
Wow,
they've been,
okay.
been together a while. So wait, she dated Phil Jackson when he was the coach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that a little abuse of power?
She's the boss.
Yeah.
He's got the title.
That's what I'm saying.
So what's the problem?
What do you mean, what's the problem?
Worked out.
Worked out. Yeah, they still won.
Gosh, I can't believe you guys don't see the conflict here.
Yeah, it's about
who
winning.
cares?
They won 5 rings.
She's wealthy,
Yeah.
older than he is, maybe older than he
Cool.
is. Might
No, she's
be.
not older.
Okay.
She's significantly younger.
Oh, so
Why
that
are you-
means he was abusing power.
Why are you
Oh.
trying to make something out of something that there is nothing to be made out of?
Because that's what we do in this
Well, you
culture.
don't
We
have to do
craft
it.
narratives in order to know who's wearing the white hat and who's not.
It
They
was
had-
love.
They had a loving, successful
Nuh-uh.
championship
He
relationship.
could not consent.
What?
She was his boss. How could he consent to this?
Nobody was Phil Jackson's boss.
That's right. Not even MJ.
That's misogyny right there. Anyway, Jay Moore is 53. Can he consent? He's younger than she is.
Is he on the payroll?
I don't know. Now he is.
We were in the triangle
They're married.
offense again or something?
Wait, hold on a second. We getting married on the beach? Anyway, he's the guy who famously was on bad radio and said some very uncomfortable things. And then if you have an obstacle, you just plow right through it. That's what 2 people did when they came to the Great Wall of China. This man and woman
China.
were working near the Great Wall, and they needed to get some equipment onto the other side, but rather than go around it or find a place where you could go over it, they just busted right through it. And that is, of course, a very protected antiquity. Yeah. And so they got into a lot of trouble. Now, it's China, so I don't know what you do there. Do you serve life in prison?
Probably.
For messing with the Great Wall of China?
It's not that great of a wall. Ours is a better wall, Mommy. I'm Ronald Trump. It's only the best.
Please, 840 one day, Ronald Trump.
No.
Oh, anyway. Yeah. I figure Randy Cody may have an opinion of this. Just go right through it. They dug a big gap in an existing cavity of the Great Wall so that their excavator could pass through it.
My daddy was stationed in China for a while. He was. And the big one. World War II.
Earthquake?
No, World War II.
Oh. In China? What was going on in China in World War II?
Well, we were working with
The
them
Nazis
against Japan.
It was geographically friendly for us.
Yeah.
David Allen Coe is 84.
We've been on a bill with him.
Has he lived a healthy life?
In fact, we shared a merch table with him.
Wow.
Why are you laughing at that?
I don't know. That's just funny. Number one, that we would even have a merch table. I don't know why we bothered. And then the fact that we shared it with David Allen Coe.
He wasn't working the merch table, though, was he?
He came by at one point.
He did?
Yeah. Said, who are you guys? We're the Bird Dogs.
Yeah, I just don't think he's lived a clean life.
No.
I think he's at risk of Alzheimer's.
Whoa.
And-
or happy birthday.
And also, how has he not been canceled?
I know.
I don't know. I guess you just don't listen to some of his songs from the 70s.
Whoa. Another guy who's flirted with cancellation, Roger Waters from Pink Floyd, is 80.
God, he's 80.
Yeah. Wow. A name that's always driven me nuts, Swoozie Kurtz, is 79.
Should be Susie.
Jane Curtin is 76.
Greatness.
Jeff Foxworthy, 65.
I always thought it was funny.
Yeah, pretty funny.
If you get on stage and tell jokes for a living, you might be a comedian.
Ticket's own?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, we had him on.
Found him
Yeah.
on. Elizabeth Vargas, former drunk, 61.
Happy birthday.
I'm with you on that one. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't either.
Mark Chestnut, 60.
Been on the bill with him.
Rosie Perez, 59. Bird Dogs ever played with her?
Nope, not yet.
Macy Gray,
We shared a merch
56.
table.
Idris Elba, 51. He's great. Foxy Brown, 45. Lauren Lapkus from Orange is the New Black, 38. Max George of The Wanted, he's the singer of The Wanted, is 35. And turning 38 today, Cuz Mitch Moreland.
All right.
Today.
That's Muse. And speaking of the Rangers, joining us now is the skipper of this team, Bruce Bochy. Good morning, Boch.
Good morning, guys.
Well, your team's in a really bad way right now, and last night, 14-1, they lose to the Astros. You started Nathan Eovaldi. What did you think about his return performance?
Well, look, I mean, it wasn't the outcome that we had hoped for, but you have to keep in mind Nathan has missed a lot of time, and, he's out for 6 or 7 weeks or so.
Yeah.
And, yeah, he was missing, some of his locations there, but it's never easy in this game. If it was easy, then everyone would be a major leaguer, but it didn't go well for Nathan. But it was good to see him out there again.
Yeah. Well, what advice did you give him?
Well, I took him out on a horse ride before the game and, just a lazy lope along the river just to clear his head. And, we just went down and filled our canteens, come back, just a couple men doing what men do, shaved, squatting near the river, staring into a piece of polished pie tin, that sort of thing.
The Trinity?
Yeah, you got to be careful of that water.
Yeah, the Trinity.
Well, these are certainly rough times for your team. These last 3 weeks have been pretty sketchy. What have you traditionally in your career told your teams? What do you preach when times are tough?
I tell them that the worm eventually turns, and I kind of count on almost axiomatic oratory truth that every old saying sounds wiser and more comforting coming through a gravelly voice tinged with that honey smoothness of a world-weary man who looks like he whittles, driftwood while thinking of the senorita that broke his heart while he was rustling cattle in Montana in the winter of '48.
Yeah. Well, what would you say to the Ranger fans? They're kind of freaking out now. You guys have lost 14 out of 18.
And I understand that. I understand why the Ranger fans are, a little restless right now. I mean, our team is at a rough patch, and we just have to keep that in mind, that we're still in it, as bad as it has seemed over the past few months. We don't want to lose sight of that, the fact that we're not in first place, but like we once were, but we're still in good position. I mean, look, you just, as a Ranger fan, you need to allow yourself to be comforted by a man whose voice sounds like a warm summer evening filled with the manly aroma of sawdust and freshly cut framing timbers. And I want people to think of me as the quiet, authoritative grandfather of granddaughters who spends a lot of time in the garage tinkering with small engines but comes in smelling like axle grease mixed with sandalwood.
And I think they do.
Yeah, you give off that vibe.
Yeah,
you sure do.
That.
And it is comforting.
It is.
It's Rangers manager Bruce Bochy with us here on the ticket. I noticed that you took Corey Seager out of the game after 3 innings last night. He's having such a great season. Guess giving him a little rest there. If there is some hope that things turn around, he would be the guy that could kind of lead the way, couldn't he?
Definitely so. I think that, I've coached, been fortunate enough to coach a lot of great players, Barry Bonds and Tony Gwynn, and I put Corey Seager right in here. Those guys. I mean, Corey's a baseball player. I mean, he's got an aggressive first pitch hit philosophy. He's got a great repeatable swing, dedicated routine. He's just got a winning attitude, and he's hitting as well as anyone. And he's got the will to win, and he's a humble guy and a team player, and plus, he recently endorsed my new line of Bruce Bochy's signature brand of hickory smoked barrel-aged campfire meat sticks.
You have another product?
Meat sticks?
I do. It's 2 pounds of free-range beef on the end of a hand-cut oak skewer, each one carved with a pocket knife with an effigy of Teddy Roosevelt on the handle of every stick. They'll be available here in 2 weeks. You can get them at a feed post near you.
Okay.
Only at a feed post.
Well, hey, we believe. We're hanging in there with you, Skip.
Well, we appreciate it, and thank you for having me on.
Okay, good luck. We'll see you. Why can't we do that as a daily show?
We should. During
Sam
baseball
from sales
season.
Jumped in the door every day. Why can't we do that with Boch?
During baseball season and during hot stove season.
Yeah.
Year round.
This show likes to have fun from time to time.
Yeah, just from time to time.
And one of the ways we like to have fun is by playing Count the Red Flags. And I have to tell you, I think this next story has the most red flags per sentence I've ever seen.
Wow, that's saying something.
All right, Craig, start counting. An adventurer
1,
who was trying
2,
to cross the Atlantic Ocean
3,
from Florida to Britain
4,
in a homemade
5,
Oh, boy.
hamster wheel
6,
has been arrested.
7,
His name is Reza Baluchi.
8.
Well, no, why?
Reza Baluchi.
He's 51 years of age, detained 70 nautical miles into his journey off Tybee Island, Georgia, after a 3-day standoff with Coast Guards. Start counting again.
Okay.
The Iranian national, Oh, I thought I was going to get you to jump there.
I know your game plan.
Who lives in Florida.
One.
Was attempting to make the 5,000 nautical mile journey on a human-powered vessel that is in the shape of a hamster wheel.
I've seen these before. They are ridiculous looking.
Yeah, so it's like this metal drum, and it has paddle wheels on either side and buoyant balloons all over it. And
what's that going to do if you hit like a 15-foot wave?
He says it rides over the waves. He was only 70 miles into a 5,000-mile journey.
Yeah, it's got a long way to go, but I'm impressed he made it 70 miles.
They intercepted him at sea before he allegedly threatened anyone attempting to arrest him that he would take his own life.
Oh, no.
With a 12-inch knife.
Goodness.
And that he had a bomb on board.
Wow. Why wouldn't he take his own life with the bomb?
I don't know. Why do you need the knife if you got the bomb? It says, after 2 days of the standoff, he finally admitted there was no bomb on his hamster wheel.
What a waste of time for the Coast Guard to have to mess with this guy.
To have a standoff with a guy in a hamster wheel?
He's threatening himself with a bomb or a knife.
He faces federal charges of... And I'm going to let you guess the 2 violations. And if you get this right within 3 guesses, I will give you $1 million.
What would the charge be?
Violating international waters with a hamster wheel.
I think that's a law that's on the books.
And threatening Interpol with self-harm via a knife.
Threatening Interpol?
Or the Coast Guard.
He was charged with obstruction of a boarding and violation of a captain of the port order.
What is that?
I have no idea.
So the port that he left out of, they told him to stop, and he just kept going.
It was a captain of the port gave him an order, and he did not.
Yeah.
I guess the Coast Guard guy is captain of the port.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not the first time he's attempted to use this hamster wheel to cross an ocean. He made attempts in 2014, 2016, and 2021, and each one was intercepted by the Coast Guard.
Why?
It does seem like we have attempts with, small vessels. If the guy wants to do it.
Yeah, that's where I have the question of, are you not allowed the freedom of a ocean hamster wheel?
It's oddly, it's a good question.
I guess it's like if someone's trying to climb a tall building, you're trying to protect them from certain death.
Yeah, but in the tall buildings case, it could be considered trespassing, right? Like the building owner says
that's usually what they get them on. Yeah.
Our building is not made for climbing, so you don't have permission to do it.
Haven't we had stories of people attempting to cross the ocean or crossing in a canoe, like a little kayak?
Yeah.
They don't arrest them.
I don't think so.
Hey, guys. Kayak. Kai is a name.
Fair enough.
How many acts have you known? Kai, 0.
A lot of them. There was one that was like a flea circus. I remember watching that act that was performed.
Overruled.
You do not have jurisdiction of this comedy court, sir. So you have to have, I guess, maybe it's like, I don't know, like cars. You have to have one that it passes inspection. And if he was in a regular boat,
anything over
he's allowed
10
to
feet,
use
I think has to be registered. So
I don't know that this is
hamster
10
wheel
feet.
may not
Maybe
be
it wasn't 10
feet.
It's interesting. And then what laws did he violate? Are these American laws or are these maritime laws? I don't know. In 2021, he traveled from Miami, or he tried to travel from Miami to New York City for charity.
At least there he could hug the shore.
But he was washed ashore on a Florida beach not far from where he set off. And when they asked him why he was doing it, this was the answer he gave to Fox 35 News. Quote, "My goal is not only raise money for homeless people,
Okay.
raise money for the Coast Guard, raise money for the police department, raise money for the fire department." So he had it all covered there.
He's like the Normathon. He's just doing a hamster wheel-a-thon.
He was he force-fielded himself with raising money for homeless, Coast Guard, police, and fire department. Oddly enough, the last three were all people he could get in trouble with. He reportedly carries a GPS with him on each of his treks so family and friends know where he is at all times. They can see the hamster wheel, I guess, on a map. It says he carries enough food and water to keep him safe and that it can survive anywhere for days or weeks, but how do you secure the food on a hamster wheel? You just tie it down and it rotates overhead each time, each revolution? You got to duck
Just
each
grab
time?
the banana off the bunch as it comes by.
I'm looking at a picture of these things. That's what they look like. Maybe you could tow it in something, a little floaty container behind you. Keep your food in that.
It's too much drag on the water. I mean, is the hamster wheel a good form of locomotion? I mean, in a way, it's geared in the sense of that the wheel has a large turn radius, larger than your steps, right?
Yeah, it's not the worst form.
That's a slow go, though.
But yet people
that thing over 5 miles an hour.
But people don't routinely use hamster wheels to get around.
Says here on the water, a human hamster wheel can achieve speeds up to 70 miles an hour.
Okay.
Can you give me a moment with the phrase human hamster wheel? And we use hamster wheels in like water mills and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's turning through the water.
Yeah.
I don't know if we call them hamster wheels there, because there's nothing inside it. But that's what you use. I don't know. I'm kind of fascinated by this form of locomotion.
Well, go get you a hamster wheel boat.
I don't want a boat. I want. Do they make hamster wheel boats for land? Or would that just be called a hamster wheel?
Isn't there
for
some
human beings?
ridiculous game you can play where you're like inside a hamster wheel and you're trying to knock over people that are in a...
Yeah, like at parking lot carnivals and stuff?
Yeah. What's that called?
I'm not sure I know what you're talking about.
It's like an inflatable hamster wheel, right? And you get
and
inside
you get
it,
And what do
you
you
have
try to do?
races. It's people have races,
Races?
I think.
Oh, yeah. Well, let me
Is that called an inflatable ball? Let's slow down this conversation.
It's called hamster roll.
It does use hamster.
So why no other animals use wheels? Like the hamster is the only one?
They're the only ones that are into it.
Because you never hear it described as anything other than a hamster wheel.
Yeah.
What about a wheelbarrow? Thank you.
That's 2 days
I
in a
don't even
row. We have
understand.
slaughtered you. 2 days in a row. With just jokes
I don't understand
all
that.
over the place.
I don't understand the joke.
Joke! Ooh-wee.
And it's barrow, isn't it?
Yeah, but the joke required burrow.
Because you said what animals use wheels.
Yeah.
But a burrow's not an animal.
He didn't make the joke, so therefore
Right,
he's got to
that's
dissect
right.
it.
I guess I don't
Kill
get
it.
it.
Kill
No,
the
I'm
momentum.
trying to understand the greatness
Try
of
to
the
kill
joke.
the momentum of the show.
That's
That's what it
an applause
does. We just scored a touchdown.
Okay, when I
He's
was a
mad he
kid,
didn't score.
why do we call them wheelbarrows then? Were
That's
we just
what I
idiots?
called it as a kid, yeah.
Yeah.
Because kids are idiots.
But
Kids are
but I
idiots.
learned it from the adults that were around me too.
Oh,
Like,
really?
Everybody called it a wheelbarrow.
Wait, what is it?
Wheelbarrow. And it's a wheelbarrow.
I bet the adults
What?
were saying barrow. You just heard it as barrel.
I don't know. I think that George is raising his hand right now.
I think I've always said wheelbarrow.
He's 87
really?
years old and he's just now learning
Wheelbarrow.
the correct word.
Barrel. Yeah.
Wheelbarrow.
I may be guilty of barrel. Why don't we call it a barrel?
Wheelbarrow. Wheelbarrow.
Bring that wheelbarrow
Maybe that's
over
what
here.
we called it. Wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
See?
Always put the L on it.
And you cannot get across the Atlantic in one of those.
No.
I always thought the wheelbarrow was one of the worst deals we've ever had.
Why?
The sides were way too short. You'd get
Any
spillage.
sort of weight on it. Yeah.
And then
keeping that thing
it
balanced.
seems like I was always getting half racked by it when I'd hit something and you'd get...
It is a little low. It's hard on the
too
lower
low.
back.
Yeah.
Boy, yeah, you get whatever that protective bar in the front.
Yes, it would
that
always
gets
grab a
stuck,
root.
and you get impaled.
Yes. It's a horrible design. It's much better that now that they
The
developed
four-wheeled cart is taken
the
over.
garden
Yeah.
carts and
Yeah.
things like that are much better than the wheelbarrow.
Barrel.
And you can, I guess, the advantage of the wheelbarrow is its tumping ability, right? You can tump
that's
it
great.
easy. Mm-hmm. But see, every time I would tump it, it would nose straight over too.
You're trying to go forward and go to the right.
Yeah.
Wide right.
Yeah, and go wide right and dump off to the side. Oh, flip!
Yeah, that is one of the
I
worst
got a
deals we've ever
2-foot
had.
pile of manure right in the middle of the flower bed.
It might be the worst deal we've ever had.
It probably is. It probably is. Well, anyway, maybe we should get Reza Bellucci on the show
Yes.
Or a ticket stock. Bring his...
to bring his hamster wheel.
Yeah.
Hydro bubble. It's called hydro bubble.
That's his hamster wheel. Look at
Okay.
that.
See, look at that.
It's
That's
got
pretty
way
serious
too many
looking.
inflatables on it.
Yeah.
Well, it helps him stay afloat, George.
You know, stay alive.
Yeah, okay.
But I guess he can see out of his, right?
Yeah,
because it's
kinda.
mesh in the center.
What if he had someone going right beside him in a legit ocean vessel?
What do you mean?
With the Coast Guard letting go, like a spotter? And we got him.
Like if he was escorted?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Seems like you could do that. Well, then why do they let people swim across there? If you're saying this is an illegal craft, why are you allowed to do it with no craft?
I don't think anybody has ever swum from Florida to the UK.
Didn't
I think
Charles
they have.
Lindbergh,
Who's that? There was that woman who was always doing it. And was always getting stung by jellyfish
Donna
and stuff. Yeah, keep going.
Kapanoki Maka.
Diana Nyad.
Diana Nyad.
yeah.
Yes,
I
very
think
close,
she
Georgia.
tried to swim from Florida to Cuba.
Right.
No, she swam across the Atlantic.
No.
Or the Channel, or the
Yeah, people
English Channel.
They swim across the English Channel and from Florida to Cuba, but you cannot swim across the Atlantic.
I swear she swam across the Atlantic.
She'd always come out pale and stung by jellyfish.
Yes, always looked so pale and
Did
like something that you found in a
Diana
tuna net.
Nyad
dry bag of power bars on her ankle.
swim across the world.
Swim across the world. Okay, that's a little bit too
No,
much.
it was Cuba to Florida.
Somebody's
That's
tried to
90
do
miles.
transatlantic jellyfish swim. Somebody.
I think Charles Lindbergh raced Amelia Earhart in the water across the Atlantic.
No, you've got too many things are wrong with what you just said
They got shot by Japanese.
for me to go into it. Why are you accusing the Japanese of
Japanese
shooting?
troops.
I'll be damned.
See?
In 1998,
Thank you.
a Frenchman,
Thank
something
you.
LeConte,
His first name's Smell.
became the first person to swim across the Atlantic when he completed a 73-day, 3,700-mile journey from Cape Cod, Massachusetts
See there?
to Quiberon, France.
What'd you say?
I'll be damned.
See there? I told you it's been done before.
It has been done.
It's been done.
Benoit, look,
And they didn't get shut down by the Coast Guard.
Yeah, because he was subjected to French laws.
all right, let's get all these people at ticket stock.
Okay.
Okay, we got to go.
Get the Steak Podcast at patreon.com/sportsgreek.
Well, look at this. A snake in the birdhouse.
Well, a corgi, actually.
Bam! Hello, Corby. This is your segment. It's the Birdhouse. It's like a weird assist where I passed it and I didn't know I was passing it to you, but apparently I did.
And I dunked it.
I was sitting there watching you play Immaculate Grid.
Yeah, and I got it.
I don't believe so. I think you were looking on the internet.
No.
You cheat.
No, he got it for real.
Okay.
Barry Bonds.
Thanks, Blake.
I don't
It's not
cheat.
Barry Bonds.
Wrong sport.
Travis.
Hello.
Basketball.
Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you, Corby.
Very happy for you. Very happy for
I'm happy for you guys. You guys ended up with a good one, too.
Well, you will see about that, right?
I
I don't
mean,
know. We're not so sure.
He did just get back in town. He's a little busy this weekend.
Oh, that's Creed?
Donating plasma.
He
in this
probably
guy.
knew it. He was out celebrating. He just knew, hey, I'm going to get it because I'm DJ.
He
Started
south
going
of
on
the border
international
a private plane.
vacations.
Yeah,
DJ also said that he slept till 11 o'clock yesterday.
I believe it.
Which is kind of badass.
It is. After a long time of waking up at 4 something in the morning, I don't blame him.
God, dude, there is no doubt. Okay, Birdhouse time.
Hey.
My name's Corby. Hello.
Hi, Corby.
It's nice to meet everyone
I'm Donovan.
in this room. That's awesome.
Hello.
That is so, so cool. Let's see where we need to start. Should the Mavs consider signing and developing one or two Team Slovenia players, considering the chemistry and camaraderie Luka has with them in international play? Donovan.
Not really. I don't think that's going to matter any. They got knocked out today.
I saw that. So
Luka got ejected.
What about one end of the bench?
Just Buddy.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to make them feel better? Because Milwaukee did sign all the Greek Freak brothers.
Yeah, they
all
did.
3 of them on
just
Milwaukee's
so he has fun
team
at practice and he just kind of hanging and whatnot.
Yeah,
they can speak Slovenian to each other.
All right. That's worth a roster spot.
Everybody needs their Jack Haley.
I think that there is...
That's a sweet reference, bro.
Yeah, it is.
If the guy would do it. I mean, whoever the guy is probably playing in whatever league right now.
Overseas,
and playing a ton. Probably gets 30 minutes a game.
China.
Would he come here and sit on the bench
and never play
and average 3 minutes a game?
He's
and just
probably
be
making millions over there.
Yeah.
Can you make millions as the 15th dude?
You can make million.
Yeah, maybe
and
one or
it's
two.
American money, which is probably worth more than Slovenian money.
And all that ass.
You think he'd get more ass as a end of the bench NBA player a starter over in
with those Eastern European girls?
Yeah, I know.
They'd be all over Slovenian team guy.
I know. Yeah. I need to move over there.
You do.
God, that guy's great at basketball.
You can go to Yacht
He's so
Week.
much better at basketball over here than he was over there. The Saudis pay you to join Dude Perfect for 1 year. All right?
Okay.
So the Saudi Dude Perfect League. And you're over there. You have to stay in Saudi Arabia, can't leave, and you live with the whole gang. Connor, Cooper, Corey, Kluge, Corby, Chad, the whole gang.
Going to Corgi, actually.
You perform a different trick shot with him every week for the Saudi Crown Prince. If you can't get it to go down, you go to jail.
In Saudi Arabia.
Right.
Like, how many attempts do I get?
Yeah, you get
a whole week.
Yeah. You get a week to do it. But how much money would that take for you to move over there, live with the guys, do the trick shot, try to avoid jail time, all of it?
I would be so bad at that.
I mean, they make them all.
Well, the ones we see.
They make them all after 10,000 attempts.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah,
right. So how many attempts is that? So let's say you're doing it 8 hours a day. How many attempts per hour do you think?
9.
It's according to what you're doing. No, I may be right.
Okay, yeah, let's go with 10. It's easier math. What did I say? So 80 attempts a day. Damn, yeah, so you probably don't get it.
So how much money would that take, though?
$100 million. Tax-free. Is that too much?
Why tax-free? What would it matter? If you got...
Seems like a lot of taxes.
But what if you got $70 million?
Or even 50.
And you know what?
40.
Yeah, 50.
No. You got 100, but you got like 45 of it out of the 100. You'd still be really happy.
Is your life
Yes,
going to
course.
be that much different if you have 100 million or 50 million?
I don't know because I've never had either. It seems big.
It would not matter.
Okay, well then in that case, 20 grand. I mean, where do we start?
No. I like the 100 million, but the Saudis are going to take the taxes out, so 50 million or so.
Okay, yeah, because for that life, yeah.
I think I would do it.
I don't want to go over there.
Matt, what was your favorite beer you had this weekend, and what's your favorite beer spot in town? We'll give them a plug.
Celestial Beer Works in the Medical District. I usually go over there every week. Either that or False Idol. I'm wearing their T-shirt right now. Probably last weekend because we went to Celestial last week. Mino came out. He drank some Celestial with me.
Yeah?
Yeah. And, man, they have a new one out called Leo, which is a hazy IPA. That was probably, I enjoyed that one quite a bit.
Do you think that you could drink the amount of beers that Matt will drink on a weekend?
No.
You couldn't do it?
No, I'm trying to remember the last time I had a beer. Period.
Did you ever drink beer, like growing up or anything? Like when
growing up
as a child?
7 years old.
Put it in mix it with the formula or something?
Growing up post 18.
Yes, in college, because that was basically what you could afford. That and really cheap wine or really cheap hooch.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Man.
We drank some beer, but not a lot. I just
remembered I had the Ghost in the Laboratory collab that Parrish did with Equilibrium at the Thirsty Growler. That was pretty damn good.
Right, repeat that.
I said, what are you saying?
Yeah, that was a lot.
The name of the beer is Ghost in the Laboratory.
Okay.
It was a collaboration between Parrish Brewing and Equilibrium Brewing, and they released this at the Thirsty Growler, which is a growler bar up in the Colony.
Okay. So will you seek out, like, on your weekends, like, you'll look at your beer notes with your beer friends and be like, where am I going this weekend?
Yeah, 100%.
Who's releasing what?
So you do that like we may do restaurants.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I always look at the breweries, which is Celestial's close enough to where we can go, and they're always putting out new stuff, and we like them a lot and know the people that run it. And, yeah, I get alerts on my phone for certain things. Like I get a text from False Idol about what they're putting out each week so I can see if I want to make the hike over to North Richland Hills or not.
And you're pretty known in the beer community. Do you walk in and they just go, hey, what up?
Sometimes.
That's great.
It's got to be.
I love going to my local fast food joint because a couple of people working there know me. And every time I walk in, they don't even ask. They just go and get my mobile order and hand it to me. And they, hello, Mr. Donovan. That's great. I love that.
There's probably...
And he's with that with beer.
Yeah, there's 6-7 breweries around where that happens. Depends on where.
All right, who's better? 5 options here. Donnie at Domino's.
Ooh.
Corby at tennis. Why don't you put golf in there?
Tennis. Excuse us.
Well, I'm not very good at tennis.
What other elite sport you want to
put on there? I'm not good at that.
Okay.
I'm not good at that. I'm okay.
I'm ready.
Gordo at comedy, Bob at sports writing, and Matt at every sport known to man.
Well, that's fair.
Well, take Matt out of it.
I don't know.
I think Donovan's domino level is probably superior to anything that we have up here at the station as far as what you're good at.
It's pretty elite.
I
don't brag a lot
Yeah.
about anything. But me playing dominoes, I will brag that I'm pretty good.
You're current champion.
I am a champ.
Half champion. Yeah, you
champ.
snuck your way back in. But
I didn't sneak my way back in.
Could you get into the Olympics if it was an Olympic sport?
Oh, that's a good one. I would definitely attempt. Mm-hmm. I would. There are a couple of people out there that kick my butt, so I have to raise my level of my game. I'm not just the king, but I'm in the court.
So you think if there was a Dallas tournament, an individual tournament, like a legit tournament, that you could...
I would 100% enter, and I would see and test my skills.
Why don't they have that?
I don't know.
I mean, you have your tournament, but I wonder why there's not like this big, overarching, citywide, like a golf tournament. Like, I am the Dallas City champion.
I would compete. I'm not going to say I will win it. I will compete, and I wouldn't go down lightly or early.
Okay, this guy just says watching the Rangers is like flying in the diarrhea plane right now.
Did you see that footage?
That's very true.
Bro.
Terrible.
If you get food poisoning, what are you supposed to do if it hits you on the plane? Because it'll just keep coming.
I know, but you have to
You
make your
live
way.
in that toilet.
Yeah,
That's
you
what
have
I
to
would
make your
think.
way there.
You just stay there.
Hey, we never told that story about our first flight together. Going to training camp.
Doo-doo plane.
Yeah.
There was someone
Oh, no.
who released, but it wouldn't go down.
Oh,
It was
no.
like a brick.
So you keep...
I've never seen a
You
human...
keep pushing the button, and it wouldn't go. It stayed
It's
right
just
there.
like stuck on the...
Yes.
It was the weirdest...
And hang on.
No.
Matt went to the bathroom before I did. He went in there, then I went in.
And you told him? You're like, dude.
No, he didn't say anything. But I thought it was him because he was the one in there before me. So, and it was.
You didn't tell him?
Did you say anything to Matt?
Seriously, dude. It was like okay, so you're standing up to use the bathroom. And okay, so you first see it, and I went, oh my God. And I pressed the button, and it just didn't go anywhere. And then I pressed it again, and it didn't go anywhere. So now I have to use the bathroom, but then
Oh my God.
it hit you in the face. It was like,
so bad.
oh my God. And then
You didn't shoot it or anything, did you?
I tried.
No, because
It didn't go anywhere.
there were two bathrooms right next to each other, and we both just happened to go to the one that had the thing in it.
And
So you came back and you're like, dude.
I was like, say, man. And he was like, yeah, it was there when I was there. And I was like, oh, okay, because I thought you did that. But then
I wasn't gone that long.
when I was exiting, I told the guy, I didn't do that. That was there when I was.
Oh, there was a guy waiting?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
no.
I was like, hey, man, I did not do that. That was not me.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen anything like that on
It
an airplane
would
or really
not
anywhere ever.
Move. Not lying.
Yeah, dude, crash the plane.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, for the rest of your life, you can only drive 20 miles per hour above the speed limit or 20 below.
I mean, but if it's everywhere you go.
Everywhere you go.
Like you're coming into your house and you got to slam on the brakes going 80 miles an hour.
Yes.
But the speed limit in your neighborhood is not. You're
Still,
gonna
it's
have
like
to come
30.
to a
You're going
complete stop.
50. That's
So you're
fast.
going
in the
50
neighborhood.
trying to whip into your driveway?
But I can't go under.
But God,
I
can you
can't
imagine?
be on the freeway and the speed limit is 65.
All right, what
and
if
I'm going 45.
55 and you're going 35.
Oh, I couldn't. I could not do that.
God, man,
I'd
you
have to
get-
go over and
I'd
just
have to
make
go
sure my
over.
brakes were okay. Because when I pull into my neighborhood,
Here he comes! Here he comes! Oh my God! Every day.
I'm just laying on the horn and so
Kids are scrambling.
I'd have to pick over. I couldn't handle.
But then you're talking about like school zones.
Well, then, okay.
You're going 40
But then
into
the
20.
20-mile-an-hour school zone, you're not
zero.
moving.
It's like Cheech and
Everybody's
Chong.
honking at you.
You're just there. Like, I'm sorry. I have to wait until the school zone is over to even go through this.
Oh my God, that Cheech and Chong scene where the car is like filled with smoke and
they're not
like,
even moving.
Yeah, it's like, well, how fast are we going right now? I don't know, man. And then they pan to the outside and they're just sitting there.
Pretty awesome.
Oh my God, that's a good one. That's
a great
really,
one.
really
You gotta
difficult.
go. It has to be 20
over. I'm telling you.
It has to be.
Just being on 35 or something, going 35
But what
while
do you
the
do,
speed
like,
limit
you-
at 55.
Like on the way, for instance, in the morning,
I mean, you're in the right lane and
traffic is going 15 miles an hour.
well,
and you've
you
got
have
to go.
to. Well, you have to adjust to that. There's no way you can get
Do
around.
you, or do you have to wait, or is it like speed where you plow through
in
everything?
and out, and everybody's just there. You're gonna have a wreck every day.
That's the thing, like pulling out of your driveway. It's like the Dukes of Hazzard with the wheels
at
spinning.
50, you have
Yeah.
to turn real fast.
So nuts.
Just running into everything. I'm in the cul-de-sac on two wheels trying to get around.
Your neighbors would hate you.
Oh, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Good stuff,
P1s.
Corby.
Thank you, Corby. Good stuff, Corby.
So we're joined by Gordon Keith now. Gordon,
Our
Gordon,
diarrhea expert, Gordon.
No.
we're talking about that plane with all the diarrhea on it.
Yeah, so pictures came out of it.
There's a video.
Footage?
Yeah, there's a video of, I guess it looks like a 777, so it's got the two aisles.
Oh man.
So this is someone walking down the right aisle,
Is it a
and
male
you can
or
see
female?
nobody's on the plane anymore. It's already
Yeah.
deboarded.
You had to guess based on the output.
Diarrhea profile.
Spray.
Yeah.
So it's everywhere. It's you don't have to see the video to get the picture. And they have like little towels put over it, but you can still see everything.
Tasteful modesty towels.
Yeah.
Really cheap.
But my question is,
They didn't put some sawdust over it like the vomit when you were in elementary
Yeah.
school.
Lime.
Use some kitty litter.
they did have to take out the carpet once the plane landed, and I think it landed at 10 p.m. and the flight was delayed until 2:30 a.m. because they had to take out the carpet. I don't know if they brought. I would hope they would bring them a new plane.
And I saw, well, I don't think you have to total the plane.
You should.
Scrap it.
I did see a comment from a couple that was on that plane,
And you would think they'd be ticked, about the delay in returning. But they said no, it was the absolute right call. That the plane was so intolerable as far as smell that they were okay with waiting an extra 3 hours.
I kind of feel bad for the perpetrator of this.
Of course. They're obviously having some issue, and I don't know if they were all IBS'd up or something like that.
What if this was your girlfriend?
Crohned up.
What if this was
girlfriend anymore?
What if this was a new relationship?
Nah, it'd be ex-girlfriend then.
You couldn't fight
I don't think
horny for you.
We were on the tarmac.
Yeah, if you're on
past it,
if you're on the plane with her, she has the middle seat, you have the aisle, and she's Gordon, I've got to go.
Pompeii's about to erupt.
She just gets up,
it's the worst moment of her life.
Yes,
I
it's
feel
a
like
horrible moment.
In the moment, you have to stand by her.
Yes,
not behind her.
But the biggest question is, how long do you have to wait?
Walk in front of her
to break up with her?
Yeah, 3 months.
I think to
when
be
she's done wiping,
a good dude,
then it's 3 months.
I don't think you ever bring this up to her ever again.
No, you don't bring it up, but you got to break up.
And I guess it kind of does depend on, and you're, no pun intended, you're going on a trip to Spain, so have this big vacation planned. Maybe you're 6 months in and you're falling in love and you're still in the honeymoon
Maybe she's
phase.
the one.
And then that's
the one that destroyed a 777.
And the two ruined it.
And that's the only thing that is holding her back is
that's a pretty big
the
thing.
Diarrhea on the plane that makes national news.
She can't hold back.
Yeah, I think that okay, and are we eliminating the fact that she has a medical condition? Like that you didn't know about anything before this, right?
Yeah, I would say if she does have a medical condition, you don't know about it.
What if she was sleeping and it just hit her all of a sudden? That'd
be worse.
Like a ton of bricks, and she
was sleepwalking down the aisle of the plane?
Or just maybe the intense bowel issue woke her up, and she panicked.
Lifted her off the seat. Like she's riding an oil derrick in the old cartoons.
Bingo.
I feel like this has to be the worst place on earth where that incident could happen.
Yeah.
Like even if you're at work, it's still bad. But if we're sitting here, this person tried to leave, but
but you can't.
You're going
get
to the
off
bathroom.
The plane.
No, you're stuck
Here, we
there.
would just go home. You just wouldn't hear from me again today.
Oh my gosh!
Have you ever had an accident like this, Monty?
On a plane,
or
up here,
or
in the producer chair? No.
Okay.
In the board-up chair?
Board-up chair.
No.
Ham, I'm sorry.
Destroyed.
No,
yeah, and if
give me time.
If you're doing tickers, you got the whole room to yourself.
Yeah.
Nobody's. I think Ty can
Spread
just
your legs.
Ty just tears that thing up.
Oh, excuse me.
We just have one of those. We just have one of those camp toilets in the newsroom. Do you ever have those when camping? Like the portable toilet?
No, I know what you're talking about. They also sell like an attachment that goes on top of like one of those Homer buckets.
Mm-hmm. Bingo.
I was trying to think of another term to use for it, and I couldn't.
You can't.
Because I didn't want you to bingo.
Was that Nomad, the movie with Frances McDormand, and she's
Fargo?
No, it's
Making the hell in
he's
the bucket?
talking about the one where she's like a
3
homeless
billboards. I think that
person,
is
right?
Yeah,
Or
Nomad.
a free range
Nomad
person.
Yeah, Nomadland. That's what I'm thinking.
Nomadland. Yeah, I haven't seen it. Is it good?
She's living in a van.
And she goes.
It's okay.
Doo-dooing everywhere.
Yeah.
She goes 777 in the van.
She certainly does.
So I do have a theory about the incident because I have watched the video. I have it up right here.
You've approved this thing.
Just how this happened logistically, wearing clothes. I don't see how that happens. I think this person
skirt.
Like a tennis skirt.
I think they're
Why are
wearing
you
a
assuming
skirt.
female on this?
Because I don't see how that much mess gets out of pants. If it did, I feel like it would trickle more.
Maybe it was a Scottish guy.
Ooh, a kilt.
Yeah.
I think someone was going
Oh no.
Groundskeeper Willie.
Coming out of
commando
me.
with non-pants. Either basketball shorts or a skirt. Or they just took their pants off to run faster.
I don't think they did
They were
that.
just so embarrassed they didn't know what they were doing and just went harassed all the way to the bathroom. Here, Sean, I know you're.
I don't
want to
see
I know
that
you're wanting to
video.
see.
Dude.
Make it like a 3D ride.
Have you ever come close to this? You've taken many flights for like your press junkets you used to do back in the day.
Yes, indeed.
Did you ever find
Witness
the dumb
diarrhea
zone?
on an airplane?
No, I've never seen someone have an accident on an airplane, even vomiting.
I have.
Really?
I mean, there was a
cowboy trip.
It was on the way back from the Green Bay trip that we went up for the hard line last year, and I had.
Oh no! What happened?
I had the window seat.
Okay.
The girl next to me just puked everywhere.
No.
Not in the bag. Just
Like
all over
girl
the
or
stuff.
woman?
Probably
adult,
20s ish.
Okay, well that's a woman, sir.
Yeah. Female,
Yeah.
woman. I don't know. I don't
You
know
don't
what
know.
to. I don't
He
know
only
what to
calls
call
her a B in the retail news story.
Yeah, we have to clean it up for the radio here, and so I will never sit window again because of that.
So she went all over, like she didn't have a sick bag, anything like that?
No, I think she had one in front of her, and I was sleeping at the time. And much like if you're asleep and you can hear the dog,
Yeah.
I started to hear
panic running to get the
I
dog.
started to hear a little
drag
something.
it off the carpet.
Let's go outside. Come on.
Just see her
Get it under the tile somewhere.
She's got a Sky Mall.
dry
Little
heaving, and I'm
leaflet.
like, oh no, oh no, oh no, and I can't get out of here.
Oh, God. Oh, it's coming up. Oh, God. It's hamburger helper.
Oh, gosh.
I'm going to add Hamburger Helper, I think, to the card here.
Yeah.
Got to revisit this thing every 6 months.
But yeah, worst place to have diarrhea
I
and
just
the
want
worst
you to
place
know,
to vomit
I didn't
on an
want to
airplane.
talk
pool's
about this
pretty
with
bad,
you
too.
today.
I did.
wanted a
Yeah,
different topic.
why are we talking about
wanted a
this?
Because this
different
is
topic.
when
No.
there's so many soulful topics to cover.
Let's talk
All right,
CFNM.
all right, Sean, what do you want to get into?
CFNM.
He wants to talk about
Soaking again?
diarrhea on a train.
Yes, just different mode
He
of
hated the
transportation.
transport
Yeah.
method.
Power
What about on the
the
picture
method
now?
of
Transportation, he got an objection to.
What about a hot air balloon?
Yeah, he wants to talk about it in a bullpen cart.
That would be a pretty bad place to get it there.
You just have to hang it
The
over
hot
the
air
side.
balloon?
I would just hike it over.
The manager has to get you out.
You're going to risk that, though?
You have that
risk
fan.
Hiking it over on a hot air balloon?
Yeah.
Somebody would have to hold you while you did that.
Yeah, and you're going to trust them?
And then some poor old lady's driving her Chrysler, and all of a sudden she gets rained
Bingo
on
on Chrysler.
by my help.
An old lady.
She gets my entire week of Mexican food dumped on her.
This goes full
A
Dave
week?
Matthews.
Would he store it up like a diarrhea camel?
Yeah, I'm going to wait until I get on the hot air balloon to go.
Are you interested in a hot air balloon ride, Monty?
Are you offering?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Why
You ever
not?
been?
No, I've never been.
We had Balloon Fest growing up, like at the end of our neighborhood.
That sounds lit.
Cheaply named.
I know.
But it is very cheaply named. But I remember that.
But there were like
It
hundreds
was
of
up.
hot air
It's up there in
balloons.
some smaller
We had
suburb.
balloons.
Isn't it at the Power Line Alley?
We had it in Mesquite. I think it's up in Plano or some, one of the
Okay.
northern burgs now. But it was awesome. There were hundreds of hot air balloons just like taking off, I don't know, a quarter mile from our house. We just get on the roof and watch
They had like
the Cheshire Cat balloon fly away.
An unfortunate incident, I think, one year.
Indeed.
Yeah,
Way to go,
Ronaldo
Sean.
was there.
Yeah.
Way to go.
So,
The hot air balloon is overrated.
huh?
Like,
Who's rating them?
What's the point? Like,
What do
you're
you mean,
having
what's the
festivals
point?
of it.
It is
To
kind
go
of an
up in a
outmoded
basket.
form of
Okay.
transportation.
Yeah, are you taking one anywhere? I don't think so. You're just going up to show off. Like, hey, look at this
Well, I'm not going to take it to the grocery
badass
store.
balloon I have. You're not going to go to West Fort Worth in a hot air balloon.
Like, how do you steer? That's what I've always wondered. Because you can go up by pulling the
Yeah, the
little
TRE,
chain.
they don't have a hot air balloon that gets
I
you
don't think
across
so.
the Metroplex?
No.
Didn't really take off.
Okay.
I think you just bring like a leaf blower. Just aim it out
That'll
the side.
work.
Yeah, if you want to go one way.
Yeah, if we're
It should work.
rating our ways of transportation, I think hot air balloon is very far down there. I'm trying to think of
What's
one that would be
lower?
I'm trying to think of one.
Riding in a sidecar.
Von
No,
Crane.
That'd be really beaten.
Yeah, a crane maybe.
Crane.
Sidecar would be kind of fun.
Yeah,
mean,
you
I
don't have
don't
to do
know.
anything.
On
You
a
just-
hot air balloon?
You'd have to put the goggles
Why not
on.
just
It's
be
just
in the
so
basket?
humiliating.
You would just have to trust who was driving.
You're
Right.
Just, you're just sitting there.
Yeah, it'd be so beaten. You're just trusting this guy next to you is going to.
Have you ever
Drive
ridden
the
in a
motorcycle.
sidecar?
No.
On the
I don't know
sides
the
of a
last time I've
sidecar,
seen
no.
one.
Yeah, I've never seen one in the wild.
Are they still in production?
Probably not.
Does
I don't
Indian
know.
make them?
Who?
Indian motorcycles?
That's a bingo.
Commanders motorcycles?
Guardians motorcycles.
Oh.
Harley, whatever.
That's a better one.
Yamaha.
I don't think so. I don't think they're. I bet you there's some boutique sidecar manufacturers, but none of the majors.
Okay, picks with friends pay off.
That's perfect.
Yeah, winner gets to drive the loser in a sidecar.
Okay, sidecar versus a hot air balloon race. Monty's in the hot air balloon. I'm in the sidecar.
Okay, well,
we have to get across the Metroplex.
You have to put a Hemi in that hot air balloon to lift me.
Yeah, who's driving? Who's driving?
I don't think you can put a Hemi in a hot air balloon.
Or
think
something
you
like
understand
that.
how it works.
Dodge puts out a line of hot air balloons.
Yeah, so basically, Monty, you're saying that you need a really oversized balloon. Like the Hindenburg
like a
up
Zeppelin.
ahead of you, but it's just carrying a little basket up under it.
Right. You can just lift my chair, really. I don't need the basket.
Good point.
Yeah.
There you go.
Just give you enough balloons like you're up. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Sad movie.
Yeah.
I cried.
Super sad movie.
What
RIP.
happened in it?
The old guy.
Well, I only watched just the first part of it. It looks like he was having a great
that's what
relationship. I had to
happened.
turn it off.
He
But
killed his wife.
3 minutes in, the wife died.
Oh, no.
Then the movie totally changed.
Oh, no.
But that was fun, Gordon. Let's continue this conversation next week.
Okay,
We'll talk
next
more about
week.
the diarrhea
We'll talk more.
Put a
plane
pin
and
in
hot
it,
air balloons.
Gordon.
And
We'll
I
circle
look
back.
forward to.
We'll table back.
Can I tease something?
Yes.
Monty's got Why Today Doesn't Suck next.
Once again, the ticket presents Why Today Doesn't Suck.
This guy sucks.
And now, here are your hosts, Sean Bass and David Mino.
It's the sweet spot. Sean Bass, David Mino. Special thanks to Mike Craven, Gordon Keith, and Wes Craven. And at 2:59, here is Hamilton.
Thank you, Mino. Sante Center for Healing brings you Justin Hot Air Montemure.
Thank you, Ham. We say hello to the
Thank you,
Hardline, who is not in there.
Thank you, Sean.
Splitting headphones or a mic with Gordon, so they must be somewhere else.
We are in Salina, Texas. Straight up the tollway.
The
And then
Bobcats.
the tollway ends,
Yeah.
and then keep going.
Yes.
Not
There is no
Salina,
more tollway.
Salina.
Salina.
Okay.
Not Selena.
And we are at Local
All right,
Spirits. Right here on... You know, we could have taken Preston all the way up.
Yeah, you would have hit some lights.
Like 1,000.
Yeah. You know, this is the first liquor store in Selena.
does not-
Maybe in the zip code.
I heard it was the first liquor store in Texas.
That's incorrect. You heard incorrectly.
All right, well... Hate to hear that. But yeah, we're in Salina, right here off Preston Road at Local Spirits. Hard by A1 Locksmiths.
Yeah.
Or their Browning Safe showroom next door.
Gordon wants you to slow down.
Hey, Gordon.
Yeah. Hey, what's happening, Hardline?
So come join us.
Okay.
We don't get up here this often, Gordon, so just come on
Okay.
up and say hi.
All right.
We'll wait.
On your way home. Just
Yeah,
swing
on
by.
your
Okay.
way home
All right. Hold on.
to Gunther.
Bring me a tree.
Is it Gunther or Gunter?
Play the Beatles rotator.
Gunter with a T, Archie.
Gunner.
I barely even know her.
Space. No, they don't come from here.
Hey, Gordon.
Yo.
You might do a
You
good
know
much
who's
now.
here today?
What? What?
Your racially ambiguous girlfriend from the Gordon Keith TV show.
My producer, Carrie?
Yes.
Oh, really? She's there?
She is married to one of the proprietors.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, Carrie was awesome.
Didn't you propose to her and she turned you down? And
Why are you
now
feeling
you're-
your
Yeah,
crotch
it's-
right now?
Yeah,
Little
she
awkward.
punched you in the face.
A little awkward. Yeah, she refuses to work with me ever again.
After the Me Too movement started?
But it's all good now.
Yeah,
that
I mean,
kinda-
you
that's
know,
kinda what
I mean,
started
It's
it.
fine now.
You just don't
know?
talk to each other. It's all good.
You
Now
just
that
were
we're
doing
post
locker
Me
room
Too.
talk with her. It was just locker room talk.
That's all it was. I mean, we were just grabbing each other by the locker room talk. That's
Yeah.
all.
All right, well, today is Wednesday, September the 6th, 249th day of 2023, 116 days left in the year. On this date in 1901, the 25th president of the U.S., William McKinley, was shot by Leon
Bridges.
Sloggs.
Dreisaitl.
And that, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that inspired the musical Hamilton.
No, that's what started World War I.
Oh.
No, inspired the musical Rent.
Oh.
Shout out to the Dreisaitl mention, by the way.
Thanks, Bob.
On this date in 1915, England, the Brits, debuted a new prototype weapon named Little Willie.
Little Willie.
That is when
That's
the world
right.
was introduced to the tank.
Ooh.
That's awesome.
It's a good one.
Tank. That's a top 5
No, the
mode
tank,
of transportation.
Tank.
What, a tank?
That'd
Yes.
be sweet.
A tank? You ever ridden in a tank?
No.
What was that lawyer's name that bought the tank?
Have you?
Tony Busby.
Yeah.
The Law
Tony
Hawk?
Steve Busby.
The embarrassing Busby.
Peanuts.
I don't think he's
What?
embarrassing. He just likes tanks.
We need a ticket tank.
Shocker.
To replace the old Ticket-mobile with, like, Ticket
just-
Chicks from 1998 on them.
Just take it out to remotes.
They got
Take it up
ramp
to
butt.
Salina today.
Yeah, the ramp butt.
Ticket Hummer.
Take it out to
Worst-
Waco.
Worst driving vehicle I've ever been in was that Ticket Hummer.
Oh, my God.
It was horrible. Yeah, we couldn't keep it in an alignment.
It was more than a lane wide, and that was when Central was 2 lanes each direction.
One time I took it mudding out by Cullen Davis's old
I
place.
hear Expo used to give them.
And what happened?
Is that the end?
Cullen Davis's wife
And then she
didn't make it.
I brought a girl with me, and Cullen Davis killed her.
Jeez.
Oh, God.
And then he got away with it.
Right.
Yep. That's what he does.
Like the Murtaugh will.
That's what he does.
And who's this? Do you guys see this interview that's happening with one of the Murtaugh boys? I guess the only one left.
Not Paw Paw, but the other one.
Pawpaw.
It's the other one. What's the other one's name? Paw Paw was the one that
He was the
died.
youngest
the
one
one
in the
that he
boating
shot.
accident.
Steve.
What's his name though?
Bubba? Buster?
Buster.
Yeah, he's the older one.
Buster
Yeah.
Murtaugh.
Buster and Paw Paw and Mr. Waters. I didn't kill Paw Paw. That's my Alec
What do you keep
Murdoch.
getting stuck
So
there,
he
Buster?
inherited-
He would talk real weird.
He inherited the Murdoch
crying.
fortune, and that includes the fortune of debt.
Yeah,
Dave.
yeah. He got.
What do you want to bet he played pickleball?
That big Murtaugh?
Buster Murtaugh?
The entire family.
Not a chance.
No, pickleball
Not
pickleball
a
hasn't reached
chance.
the swamps of South Carolina yet.
No way.
That's
dude.
a CC
What?
Where does Rupert
What happened?
figure in
Bathia?
all this?
swamp.
They didn't
Boy,
play tennis.
CC
They didn't
Sabathia
play
You got hung up
pickleball.
there.
I don't know what just happened.
They just had hunting dogs. That's what they had.
Yeah, they hunt. That's their pickleball.
and they boated into
And
kill people
in boating accidents. And then we like to shoot each other down by the kennels.
2 pickleball courts on one tennis
court. One tennis court. One tennis court.
Whoa.
2 pickleball courts on one tennis court. One tennis court. One tennis court.
That's like an AM tickers right there, bud. In 1995, American professional baseball player Cal Ripken Jr. played in his 2,131st consecutive game, surpassing Lou Gehrig, basically.
Underrated record. It'll never be broken.
What?
I mean, if
Wouldn't he
Lou
come
Gehrig
in
had
for like
his
you guys
own
like to
disease,
tarnish
he
it,
probably
but-
would have broken it.
Right.
He played for like an inning and then they take him out, right?
Still like to see you do it.
You okay, Buster?
We need to give Buster a Thursday night up around.
I'm the dad that kills everyone.
Got the whole family.
Son, so much I killed.
I had to kill him.
Hey, Chris Benoit.
Papa's head, it was too beautiful for this world, so Mr. Shotgun took care of it.
Oh, no.
Mr. Shotgun.
Yeah, that's what I call him, Mr. Shotgun.
Do you think he's enjoying his time in prison? It's a difference from...
Didn't you see in the news he was taking selfies and... I mean, like, I don't know how he got a phone in prison, but he's got a phone. He has a tablet sending selfies to women's.
He was sitting real funny.
Didn't he put a lot of prisoners in prison?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
You would think that.
So they were already
there'd be some
there, and then he put them
retribution.
back in there?
Yeah.
They
Dave
just
worded
wanted
it
to hear
weird.
Paul.
Okay.
Think he had a party to welcome the
Just
Proud
moved
Boys?
him from one cell to
Aligned them.
another. And in 1997, about a week after her death in a car accident, a funeral was held for Princess Diana. An estimated 2.5 billion people, that's with an O at the end, watched the ceremony, which included a performance by Elton John.
Not buying it.
I wish I had a chance to kill her.
You think she's still alive?
No, but she died before I had a chance to shoot her with my shotgun.
Mr. Shotgun.
Mr. Shotgun.
All right, well, P1 birthday is today. We have a very special guest we need to call here, Ham. If you want to go ahead and dial him up for me.
We calling the ghost of Paw Paw?
No, he's long gone, Buster. Don't worry about it.
No, he is.
While we wait for the special
Where's
guest,
your
I'll say,
diarrhea hot air balloon, Monty?
I don't have it. It's just going to tie to my chair.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll talk about it later.
Why did he call his son Paw Paw?
I don't know.
Because he may have been. Who knows how they were getting down out there.
I once saw
family.
Paw Paw fart in a basket.
Why?
What'd he do with it?
It's a weird note there, Alec.
A weird move.
I think it would filter through the fibers of the basket.
Is Rhett Miller there?
Oh, God, help
what
us.
happened?
Papa,
This is a
Papa,
prepaid call
Mr.
from...
Shotgun got him
made
before
the
we
phone
did.
hung up.
There goes our surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're calling.
We'll try
I think
again.
I could get his number from what you just dialed.
Is this why today
Rhett?
doesn't suck?
Hello, is Rhett Miller there?
Oh, is this Irving Cares?
No, it's similar. Very similar. It's Alec Murdoch, the guy that killed his whole family back in South Carolina. But I'm a big old 97s fan.
Loves Time Bomb.
Happy birthday, Rhett!
Hey! Best friend!
Red Miller.
Queef! Hi, boys. Queef! Wait, I'm sorry.
Rhett. You know, Rhett, I feel like that you've played multiple shows in and around the area here recently, but they've been random. Like one when we were at training camp.
But I'm sure they've been great.
One in
Yeah, I'm
Denton,
sorry about Corby. I
One
don't
in
know what he's
Mineola, right? You just
Flower
played Mineola?
talking- They're 100. They're sesquicentennial.
I think what Corby's saying
That's who's
is that you
suing
need
somebody.
to run your
When are you
shows
gonna-
by him first.
When are you gonna
to
play
make
my
sure
backyard?
They're convenient.
Yeah, you
the
haven't
side
played
yard.
Corby's side yard
You
yet.
play his pickleball court?
On October 29th, I'm doing my annual CF benefit with Kevin Russell of Shiny Ribs. We're doing a song swap at the Rustic.
All right, I'll be there.
Way to go, Corby.
Well, that's nothing way to go. I'll be there. I will be
He said
there.
song swap,
I mean,
not
You
white.
said you were rooting for CF.
That's not what you said off the air. I mean,
Rooting for CF.
He just takes big, deep breaths just to feel good.
What are you doing on your birthday, Red? Are y'all on tour at all, or are you back home?
we're between tours. I start up again in 6 days, and right now I'm sitting in my backyard all by myself. Not even the old lady is here. It's just me.
Good for you.
Oh, nice. You rubbing one out?
When she comes back, invite her down to the kennels.
I felt like
Don't listen to Alec.
It was a valuable parenting moment when I described to my teenage son the concept of going full jerk.
Now, is he off
That's a weightlifting term.
at Vermont?
He is taking a sabbatical this semester and going to Europe to work.
Oh, wow.
Must be nice.
Baller.
That's
I
awesome.
wish I had a rock star daddy.
He's working. I mean, he's paying for it.
Making money.
Rockstar daddy. Can we go to
Okay,
Europe?
Rhett. When does the new record come out?
The next album comes out in the spring of next year, late winter, spring of next year.
Okay.
It's done, though. It's so good.
I'm so excited.
Ken said he wants to remix some of it.
Is this a
97s album or a solo?
97s. It's our 13th album, and Ken is being such a baby about it.
Yeah, he will be.
And we were told that the producer is the producer of the last few My Morning Jacket records. Is that right?
Yeah, how was Red Rocks, Corby?
It was great, man. It was
Bingo.
really
Bingo.
Come on.
Bingo.
All of us.
Bingo.
Get my card in.
It was awesome, dude. Good band to see
You know,
up there.
I know you had
Baker
extra
Mayfield.
tickets. You called me, and I couldn't make it, but thanks for thinking of me.
Next time, Rhett. Next time, we're going to rearrange that tour of yours so you can come to Red Rocks.
Totally.
Well, dude, what are you doing tonight for your birthday? Anything?
Nothing. A whole lot of nothing. But you've been listening a lot. The new lineup is clicking. I'm really proud of everybody. You guys are killing it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rhett.
Thanks, Rhett.
Oh, thanks, Rhett.
Buster really appreciates
He loves
you.
it.
It's not
Or is that
Buster,
Alec?
it's Alex.
Alex. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm the one in jail with the burner phone.
Forgot. Sorry.
Alec joins us every day at 2:30.
Yeah, he's
All
part of our
mixed
fall
up.
football
Pick
lineups.
All right, Rhett, we love you, man. Happy birthday.
Can
Stay
I get
beautiful,
a
Rhett.
line 4 guy joke?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he has any of those ready. There's no way.
Sure. Well, yeah. Well, for Red, I got one. Hey, a teenage girl comes home from school and asks her mother, "Is it true what Jenny just told me?" "What's that?" asks her mother. "Well, that baby's come out of the same place where boys put their pee-pee," said her daughter. "Well, yes, it is, dear," replies her mother, kind of relieved that she wouldn't have to explain too much in terms of the talk. "But then when I have a baby," responded the teenager, "won't it knock my teeth out?"
God.
Alex, I don't get that one.
I don't
know either. Can you explain it?
So dark.
Well, happy
I love
birthday,
it, guys.
Red.
I'd rather shoot a family member than listen to another one.
It's like a reverse python.
Yeah.
Unhinge the jaw.
Oh, my God.
Well, thank you.
Love you,
All right.
Red.
Party on, Red.
Thank you,
Happy
Red.
birthday, Rhett.
You're the best, Red.
Bye, Red. Love you, Red.
Bye, Red.
Goodbye, Irving.
There he is, the great Red Miller.
There goes Popo's head.
That was a rocket launcher.
Hello, Sports Non-Pure. Her longtime P1 Jonathan celebrates his birthday today. His leaders are Killer's neighbor who has a kid and Codeine Jub. He'd like to hear Ryan and EA fight. That from Liam.
I don't think that ever happened.
No, they get
I
along
think you
pretty
are
well.
confused.
You'll be a radio superstar. You better be prepared.
He's Michael Jordan now? Are you kidding me?
That was him talking to every ticket listener, telling them they're idiots and they're.
If you want to be a superstar, you should have prepared.
Hey, Monta, wish my best friend Andy a happy 30th. He needs it because his wife just left him.
Ouch.
His leaders are whipping the hard line. Drop request, anything random from Ty. Greetings, P1 birthday
to
to her.
Like an invasion thing, and they looked like humans, but then somebody tore their face off, and they were lizards. It was awesome.
V.
The weird diamond talk. Yeah. Greetings, P1 birthday to her. You're doing a great job.
No,
Dave
EO had a
Lyons
bad
turned
night,
63. My leaders are Bob, the Musers, Donnie, and the Battle of Musical Enders. He'd love to hear a montage of Jub laughing. That from David. Also, Elizabeth says her husband Aaron turning 42. He's the biggest P1 from the thriving metropolis of Merkel. His leader, a youth Kevin James. Yes, you.
It's still going.
Just going. He would like to hear the latest news on Abu al-Zarqawi.
I think we got him.
Yeah, he's
got
gone.
capped.
Abu al-Zarqawi just got capped. Breaking war news now. On Sports Radio.
They double tap him every year just to make sure. Don't want him to be reanimated. Quickly, birthdays today. Hey, Ann. Roger Waters is 80.
Kind of a
Pink.
weird guy.
Didn't he do like a
He did some Nazi
salute on stage that was
Yeah.
He would have
not
got
the
kicked out
best?
of the U.S.
You
Open.
know, here's the thing, though. He's been doing that bit for like 20 years.
He has.
Yeah, but culture
He has
changed.
grown,
Jane Curtin, middle name Meat, 76.
Oh.
Funny.
Jeff Foxworthy, 65.
Justin.
Justin.
What a big day for you.
I like the blue collar tour. Why not? Yeah.
You watched that yesterday?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Michael Winslow, 65.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Police Academy.
Hang on. I'm going to do my best Michael Winslow, okay?
Okay.
Okay, here
Here
we go.
comes a train.
There's a train in here.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
It's like the people that saw the first movie just freaking out.
What a horrible reduction.
Well, hold the phones, Bob. Hold
Here's
the phones.
water falling from the ceiling.
Oh, okay.
Plop.
Oh, whoa.
That is not.
Oh, I think I feel it on my neck.
You're supposed to do the finger to your cheek as you're
Yuck.
doing it.
Hold on, we got to
I
get
thought
to
mine was
this.
pretty good.
That is really good.
Oh, I think I hear an ambulance. You guys
turning
hear that?
59 today.
Is that a machine gun?
Bob.
Is that a cat or an
Oh
animal?
God, I gotta get out of here.
Bob turning 59 today. Rosie Perez. I think we need to hear what she's
Bob's
got.
favorite.
We need to hear Alec
Bob's
Murdoch
favorite.
and Rosie Perez
What's
in an
Rosie?
ambulance.
She's worried that he took all the money.
Hey, Rosie, look, I put a tamale in the end of the shotgun. Eat it.
Jeez.
New lineup, new bits.
No, you got
you're not new.
Billy Hoyle took all the money.
I put a tamale at the end of the shotgun.
3, 2, and
You're done.
Yeah, that's better.
Bye, Mr. Murdoch.
Oh, yeah, Mitch Moore on 38.
Bye, Justin.
Oh, God.
Bye, Alfred.
Hamburger help.
Bye, Alex.
DEATH. What does that spell? Death, 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 death.
All right, it is trifecta time once again. Wednesdays at this point in time, provided people continue to pass away. And that has not been a problem recently because the waiting room is filling. And we have a new group to assemble. And I do believe we start a new one today.
We do.
Okay.
Brand new. Now, we got a lot of deaths. Sometimes people pass away, though, and they get kicked up to the front of the line. And he's not too far away from being in the front of the line as is. But definitely this is someone that deserves to be talked about as soon as possible after his death. And we're speaking of Jimmy Buffett. Jimmy Buffett, who we found out over the weekend, and I sent you guys this little blurb from an article that I was reading. If I would have asked you prior to that, to sending that blurb, what would you have said Jimmy Buffett was worth?
I would have guessed like $500 million.
Really?
Well, because I know he has like the bars and restaurants and the tequila and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I think I would have said 50.
I think 50 sounds like a great number for a life well lived.
Right. He's a billionaire, or was. I don't think he could take it to heaven. But he was worth about $1.2 billion at the time of his death, making him one of like the top 5 richest musicians on the planet.
Unbelievable.
I know. It absolutely floored me because I think for most of our generation, Jimmy Buffett was kind of a punchline. Would you guys agree? Am I being too obtuse here?
No.
I mean, yeah.
Musically, not environmentally and all that.
Yeah, musically, and then just the parrot head scene of the Hawaiian shirts and... You know, it just looked like a bunch of your dad's friends.
The spike through me head of the booze cruise down in Cabo or down in Puerto Vallarta or
Key
Cancun.
West, yeah.
And here's all the Americans who are unable to stand because they've had so much sun and so much booze today. And here is Margaritaville cranking on the boat.
Yeah.
And you just want to get off. Unfortunately, that's what quickly comes to mind in my head.
So Jimmy,
unfair, I know.
I know. Jimmy Buffett was born in the mid-'40s in Pascagoula, Mississippi. And his family moved down to Mobile, Alabama, where he ends up going to high school. He goes to Auburn University, where he quickly said, this is not for me at all, and dropped out of college, ends up kind of learning how to play a few instruments here and there, makes his way down to New Orleans in the late 60s. He's in a cover band down on Bourbon Street. Then he moves to Nashville to try to create his own scene as a country musician, but not the standard Johnny Cash country musician. He had his own ideas of what he wanted to do. And he started releasing a couple of records, and it was definitely country-tinged, but at the time nobody really knew where to put it. And this was his first song, Ham, Come Monday, that kind of broke him in a direction that he wasn't expecting. And you guys tell me if you think that, again, country is the umbrella, but
to San Francisco.
I never thought of this as country.
For the Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, this is more like kind of late 60s folk, early 70s folk.
I guess I
absolutely
was meant for glitter.
Crank this up, Jack, in our earbuds.
Crank it, Glenn.
And honey, I did.
It's a great song.
So it's about doing what on Mondays?
Come Monday.
I'll throw you through the window.
Come Monday, I'll be holding.
And this was his first entree onto the charts. And about the same time, he was friends with Jerry Jeff Walker, noted singer-songwriter, Texan, Walker. I believe. And Jerry Jeff Walker was like, man, I know your vibe. You need to come down and check out Key West, which is right there,
at the end of the Keys.
At the end of the Keys, yes.
The closest point in the United States to Cuba.
Right. That way. And I think at the time it was still kind of quaint and cool and funky and all that. And Jimmy,
it's like New Orleans Junior down there.
Yeah, kind of.
Cats everywhere.
With more of a beach feel, And so, as he said in an interview in 1989, he says, when I found Key West in the Caribbean, I wasn't successful yet. But I found a lifestyle, and I knew that whatever I did would have to work around my lifestyle. And when I read that over the weekend, I was like, man, that's a great quote.
That's next level.
That's the dream.
I mean, that's coming up with your brand and then figuring out what to do to fill out all of the stuff.
Sounds like Jimmy Johnson.
It kind of does, but I mean, this was done when he was in his 20s. I don't think Jimmy discovered.
What is that?
He's right. Jimmy didn't realize that until he was in his 50s. Right?
Yeah.
And Buffett realized this at a young age. Like, this is what I want to do in this area and live this lifestyle. Now let's just figure it out. And whatever happens, happens. And as soon as the record was released that had Margaritaville in it, I'm drawing a blank here on exactly what it was. Margaritaville absolutely launched him into the stratosphere.
What year was that?
77.
Okay. So this is really kind of as yacht rock and 70s easy listening was kind of at its peak.
Yeah, and I think everybody and instantly, when this song was released, he developed a following. And this is crazy to think about, but if you're familiar with the Grateful Dead fans, his scene could only be compared to that, where these people were fiercely loyal to him. Like, it's all they would listen to was Buffett.
Yeah.
They would travel around to see these Buffett shows. And
do they trade tapes like Dead fans?
I don't know. I didn't. The difference between the Grateful Dead and Jimmy Buffett, I mean, there's a million, but their catalog was monstrous.
Yeah.
His, to me, always seemed finite, but I could be wrong. He may play, 400 different songs. I'm not sure.
Somebody get Evan on the phone.
Yeah.
But
seriously.
all of these people that followed, and
I think he always said he had to play at least 8 songs, and then he can mix in a lot of other ones. But he always had the 8 that everybody wanted to hear.
Okay. And that's probably a good way to look at it, I mean, mixing them through. I saw him one time at Starplex. And
Red Rocks?
Starplex is not Red Rocks. But this was in the late 80s.
Dallas Red Rocks.
Yeah. Boy, as you're looking over Fair Park.
Uh-huh.
Is that Big Tex?
But I think the people that followed him around, and Evan could certainly speak to this. And Evan, if you're listening, you're more than welcome to call in.
Evan Grant, Rangers beat writer.
Right, Evan's obsessed with him, and I respect the hell out of Evan for holding on to this and being a part of it. Oh, my God, what a terrible weekend.
Yeah, we need to be here for Evan.
But I think those people knew that they couldn't live this lifestyle full-time like Jimmy because they had to work and they had kids and mortgages and all that. But they appreciated the lifestyle.
Yeah, you can escape and pretend that you're Jimmy Buffett or one of his island buddies just for an afternoon.
Yeah. And I don't know if it was, Jimmy certainly had his problems with alcohol and drugs and everything else. And I think at some point he kind of gave that lifestyle up. But he was a punchline to a lot of us, but he was so well respected in the music community. Like Paul McCartney reaching out and writing this long mini essay about him after he died. I'm like, you knew him? And all these famous musicians that were talking about him, it was just so weird to hear about it. He wrote the theme for the music for Fast Times at Ridgemont High. He did it for Urban Cowboy. He was kind of all over the map when it came to this type of stuff. He was good friends with Bono. Matter of fact, such good friends with Bono, he was in a plane with Bono in the mid-'90s, and they were flying over Jamaica. They'd spent some time vacationing together, and he's there with Bono, his wife, and 2 kids. They're flying over Jamaica. Jimmy's the pilot. He learned how to fly because he wanted to be able to get back and forth to the Caribbean on his own whenever he wanted. And so Jimmy's flying the plane. The Jamaican authorities try to gun down Bono and the plane. and just machine guns flying everywhere because they thought he was a drug runner flying over Jamaica, which he clearly wasn't. But yeah, I mean, he in 1994, one of his airplanes that he was flying crashed into Nantucket. He survived. He swam to safety. Like, it's freaking crazy. His life was nuts.
So small planes didn't get him, but skin cancer did.
Skin cancer eventually took him down. And you know what? Maybe living on the beach all those years in the 70s when...
How much do you think he wore sunscreen in the 70s?
Dude, nobody did. I mean, my parents, we would go to the Texas beaches, and my parents, not one time did they put sunscreen on me.
No, you just got to get a base. You got to get that first burn.
So ridiculous to think about.
Need the aluminum foil.
The amount of sunscreen, the money that we spend on sunscreen now, and justifiably so, back then it didn't exist. So yeah, he probably got it 50 years ago.
Can we play Cheeseburger in Paradise?
Yes, we can play Cheeseburger in Paradise.
You know, there is, I don't know how many there are, but I have been to the Cheeseburger in Paradise in Maui. I guess maybe it burned down. But yeah, he had a chain of burger places named after the song.
So not only did he have burger places, bars, tequila, theme parks, his own radio station on Sirius, you know, one of 7 or 8 artists to do that.
Yes, he had his own Fleshlight.
The dude also owned like retirement communities where these people that are, you know, were hardcore fans in the 70s that were 30 years old, 50 years later or 40 years later, they're looking to move into retirement communities that are Jimmy Buffett themed.
Why not?
I know. It's kind of kick-ass.
I want to party every day.
I know. I mean...
See, like Kendall Roy?
Yeah.
Launching
nothing
the new,
but bangers.
Nothing, the new village where you never die.
Right, yes. And so, look, he created a lifestyle. I can't make fun of the guy, and the more I read about him, the more I respect him. Yes, his songs beat me as a kid, probably because they were on the radio so much, and my dad liked him so much, and the very stereotypical thing.
I think it was like song association. I bet if I could try it without all the mind pictures of what they represent,
right?
If I just gave him a fair listen, I bet you'd be fine.
I totally agree.
It's not his fault.
No,
it's come to represent in my head.
No, not at all. But he has checked out at the age of 75, and you know these days that seems young. 75 seems young.
Yeah,
it does.
When you're creeping that direction,
well, like
sure does.
When we heard, but even like we heard that the Stones are putting out a new record, and they're 80. They're 80, and they're putting out new music, and this is a guy that probably would have kept touring until he was 90, like Willie Nelson. You know, he would have never stopped.
So are you going to be cutting ribbons and kissing babies at 80?
Yeah, probably.
Arnie turned 75 this weekend.
Yeah. Does Arnie seem that old?
Well, yeah, he's always seemed old, but...
seemed old at 32.
Yeah, he stopped touring in his 30s probably, but yeah, Jimmy's in.
So, well, we got to start with Ty.
Oh, yes, for sure.
All right, DJ, you are the newest member of the panel.
Yeah, he's spare, but he's in.
Ham?
Not a lot of double kick pedals, but he's in.
Yeah, hardly any double kick pedals.
Unanimous.
Yeah, dude, it's freaking Jimmy Buffett. And you know what? A serious shout-out to Evan, because I do know how much that guy meant to him, and I do respect the music enthusiast that pours everything into an artist, and I think Evan truly did.
Yeah, the Rangers have lost 14 of 18, and Jimmy Buffett died, so hold a good thought for Evan.
Maybe the Rangers will call a double steal tonight in Jimmy's honor.
Why not? Shout out to you, Evan, and shout out to Jimmy Buffett.
Get the Steak Podcast at patreon.com/sportsgreek.
And ladies and gentlemen, here...
Thank you so much.
Hey, Dave.
So at the end of last week, we had the news that Blink-182 had to postpone some European tour dates. They had to cancel Glasgow, Belfast, and Dublin because Travis Barker had to rush home for an urgent family matter. And as the e-newsman that I am, I speculated that maybe it had something to do with Kourtney Kardashian's pregnancy.
Yes.
Turns out I was right.
Was her baby a jackal?
No, it was not a jackal, but she did have to have...
What in the world?
She did have to have surgery on her fetus. It was urgent fetal surgery. Doesn't say exactly what the issue was.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's amazing that they have the technology to do this, that they can go in, like, I guess, arthroscopically and operate on the fetus inside the womb.
I've never heard of that in my life.
I don't know if maybe it was like a heart condition. Sometimes like there's like a valve that doesn't seal or something. I don't know. Again, I'm speculating. I have no idea. But it was successful.
How? How do you do that?
So they have both made statements, both Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker, just thanking fans for their prayers and just thanking the doctors and the hospital staff that helped through this situation. And Kourtney said, as someone who's had 3 really easy pregnancies in the past, I wasn't prepared for the fear of rushing into urgent fetal surgery. I have a whole new understanding and respect for the mamas who have had to fight for their babies while pregnant. But yeah, now she's walking out of the hospital with a healthy baby boy still gestating in her stomach.
Any statement from Len Barker or the estate of Bob Barker?
No,
Okay.
but Travis Barker says God is great, and the tour resumes Friday.
Oh, I thought he was going to finish this. I thought he was preparing for a meal.
God is great, God is good. Let us thank you for this baby.
For this baby.
Did you guys used to have a salad that was like with pears in it?
That's not Kourtney. All right, we have a little bit of information on the split of Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner.
Sansa
from Game of Thrones. We talked about this yesterday at the end of Enews. They have issued a joint statement saying, after 4 wonderful years of marriage, we've mutually decided to amicably end our marriage. There were many speculative narratives as to why, but truly this is a united decision, and we sincerely hope that everyone can respect our wishes for privacy for us and our children. Do you think people adhered to that request?
No, and I saw this story, and it's got to be a knock to the Jonas legacy.
Yeah, well, so evidently from multiple sources close to the couple, Joe Jonas heard or saw something on a Ring doorbell camera that proved to him that it was the last straw in their marriage, and he decided to file for divorce based on what he saw on this Ring camera.
Did he see her making out with Morgan Wallen after Morgan Wallen dropped the N-bomb?
Again, we can't deny that.
True.
We can't prove it, but we can't deny it. So, yes, he had access to her Ring cam, and he captured Sophie saying or doing something. Don't know if she was, making out with the FedEx guy, or if she just said, oh, my God, I hate my husband.
What if she took a dump on the front porch?
And then rang the doorbell and set it on fire and
ran off. I knew it.
He's trying to stomp it out.
Yeah.
Oh, she got me again.
Oh, man.
Not that one.
These damn kids.
But according to, again, sources close to the couple, their relationship has been on the rocks for at least 6 months.
Yeah.
And
because of all the dumps on the porch.
Yeah, as one source puts it, she likes to party, he likes to stay home. And so over the past 3 months, the Jonas Brothers have done kind of this stadium tour, and evidently Joe has had the kids almost the entire time. Sophie's been partying in London, and Joe had the 2 small kids on tour with him on the road.
Yeah, look, you know what? She's not ready for this.
I mean, she's 27.
She's not ready. She's too young. She thought, oh, yeah, it's a Jonas, and I'm going to be set forever, and he's cute, and this is great, and he's an American, and la, la, la. She is not ready for this commitment, Dave, and I'm here for her.
Yeah, Dave.
You're going to fly to London tonight?
I am here for Sansa. If she'll let me call her Sansa, I will be here for her.
Well, would you rather be with Sansa or Sydney Sweeney?
Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, we'll talk about Sydney Sweeney tomorrow. We don't have time today to talk about...
Do you know her?
The new Rolling Stones song and video, but maybe we'll review that tomorrow and see if Corby will have a spontaneous sportsgasm. This is exciting news for one Gordon Keith.
Gordon Keith.
So I don't know how much you've ever watched Lifetime original movies.
I mean, I haven't. I think the one that I tried to watch was the Will Ferrell send-up of it. Like
Yeah.
Like they agreed to do it if they could make fun of it and all that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I watched some of that.
So my wife certainly is a Lifetime movie P1.
For real?
Yeah, she loves trash TV. And they have a subset of Lifetime movies called Ripped from the Headlines.
Lifetime movies and SEC football.
Yes.
We need to hear from her more often.
And so the Ripped from the Headlines, of course, they take well-known crime stories and they dramatize them.
Yeah.
And so they have announced their lineup for this fall. They have 7 original movies, and one of them is going to be the 500th Lifetime original movie. And for that 500th movie, it's going to be a 2-night event called Murdaugh Murders the Movie.
No.
With playing Alex Murdaugh.
Hang on. Colin Montgomery.
They can't get Colin Montgomery.
Boy, that would be great, though.
Wouldn't you watch?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Do
you think he could be like those HBO actors and have no sign of an accent?
I know.
Michael McDonald.
A de-aged Bill Parcells.
Boy, that would be great. I would watch that.
Yeah.
No, Bill Pullman.
Bill Pullman?
The president from Independence Day.
What? He's handsome.
Well, he's old now.
But he's
And they'll
still
probably put a ginger wig on him.
handsome. This guy is a root of the highest order.
He's a root.
He
And
is.
by the way,
Big old fat root.
so and there was the Netflix docuseries.
Looks like a rhubarb.
He does look like a rhubarb.
Back in February, Netflix had their docuseries Murdaugh Murders: A Southern Scandal. They are going to do a season 2 that's going to drop September 22nd.
Who plays Paw Paw and
I don't know.
Trixie
I
and
don't know
Bubba
who
and-
plays Paw Paw and Meemaw or whatever. But yeah,
All right.
we'll see if Gordon approves of Bill Pullman's performance.
We need to get Gordon in a wig and just have him do it.
We also have a story about Gary Busey involved in a hit and run in Malibu.
How is he still alive? B, who's letting him drive?
Well, he's 79, and he's listed in a hit and run report filed with the Malibu Sheriff's Station. A woman claimed that he hit her vehicle in a parking lot, that he was leaving the parking lot, and he clipped her bumper while he was exiting the shopping center and just kept driving. And so she then gets into her car and drives up next to him at a stoplight and says, "You hit my car. I need your information, sir. I need your information. You hit my car."
And he looks at her and lights his own arm on fire and he's sitting there staring at her.
Mr. Joshua, your right arm, please.
He says, well, I have Progressive Insurance, but then he declined to give any further information because he says it's private.
Anyway, gotta go. I'm insured. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. I'm Progressive. Look me up. And then she says, it doesn't matter. You hit me. You hit my car. And then he just turned up Beach Boys' Wouldn't It Be Nice and peeled off.
Dude,
That's awesome.
That guy's been insane for 20 years.
Boy, I might keep moving that line.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
From Gary Busey insane to Kanye West insane. I don't know if you saw this.
No. He hadn't made E-News in months. It's been great.
It's been quite a little sabbatical.
So you know he has this new wife, Bianca Censori.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah.
She ugly?
She's basically like a knockoff Kim Kardashian.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, but she's also chopped her hair short and bleached it blonde.
Mm-hmm.
But she's very juggy, and she wears flesh-colored bodysuits that look like she's walking around nude all the time.
Okay.
But they have been banned. They were in Venice, Italy, and they were on a water taxi in Venice. And they have been banned by that taxi company for indecent exposure.
You should have Bob a photo of her.
Wow.
That evidently they were riding in this river taxi in Venice, and he had a couple of employees with him that were shielding the taxi driver, and that I think they were maybe doing it in the back of the water taxi because people on the side of the canals could see Kanye's bare bottom.
Like mounting?
I don't know. It just says that people saw his bare bottom. And so
I think she was giving him mouth love.
Okay. The offense is being investigated as acts contrary to public decency.
Yeah.
By the Venice police, and the Venice public security officials said that viral photographs of the couple show a lack of respect for the city. So getting a bajoon on a water taxi is verboten.
I feel like he's dating women that his mother would not approve of when taking them home for Thanksgiving.
I was going to say, do you think she'll be invited to the Kardashian Christmas?
I mean, Pete Davidson was, right?
Yeah.
And finally, Tom Brady has another new gig. He has joined up with Delta Airlines as senior diarrhea executive.
I'm sorry.
No, just as a
Diary.
strategic advisor to the company.
Okay.
That he will assist them in developing and advising on strategic training and teamwork tools. Like as if he doesn't need more money.
Right.
But I just thought it was funny that they're trying to spin the Delta news cycle towards Tom Brady to help everyone forget about the diarrhea
Can we
plane.
talk about that today?
Yeah, do you have time to talk about the diarrhea plane?
And I mean, community quick hits.
Sure.
Because didn't it take off from here? Or
No, it
somewhere
took
around
off
there?
from Atlanta.
Okay, close enough. That's United States. That's
Sure.
local. So we
wet.
announced yesterday that we have a brand new producer. His
What?
name is DJ Ringenberg.
Yes.
We stole him from the Musers.
We did. We're very happy to have DJ on board with our program after Mino's like, I got to go.
I did my year as a producer.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm out of here. So DJ is with us now, and I don't know how well you guys actually know DJ.
I think it's safe to say I'll know him much better soon.
Okay, well,
I know that he has a live-in girlfriend and he wears hats.
all right. Well, we're going to test your mettle. We're going to go a little game show here. Bob v. Dave.
Okay.
How well do you know DJ, our new producer?
DJ.
Bob, you start.
Not very well.
What is DJ?
Oh.
But no.
It's not an essay.
You win.
I thought you asked me how well do I know him. Okay, I'll start.
That's the end of the segment.
Not very well.
What is DJ's full name?
Dennis Johnson Ringenberg. Named
Interesting.
after the Celtics guard.
Dave, would you like to steal?
Bringing it back.
Do you feel that Bob nailed it?
Damone Jose Ringenberg.
DJ, are either
DJ
one of these guesses correct?
DJ Moose Ringenberg.
I'm going to say none of them are close, no.
What is your full name, DJ?
Full name is Daniel James Ringenberg.
So easy.
Boring.
Yeah.
Very boring.
Not Damon Jose.
Was it named after any Celtics guards?
Dave, you're next.
Okay.
DJ is a child of the Metroplex. Where did he attend high school, and what sport did he fancy as a young athlete?
No.
Where is
Carrollton.
our producer from, Dave?
He grew up in Carrollton, and he played field hockey.
All right. He's not taking it seriously.
Bob, would you like to steal?
Yeah, probably not effectively, but I want to say he's west of 360.
Fake.
Yeah. Let's go mid-cities.
That's
what a shot.
Cities? What are
gotta
you
narrow
what
it
do you go
down.
Metroplex?
All right, I'm going to go Arlington,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to say baseball.
Unfortunately, Bob, you're only half right.
Okay. Half right's also better than not right.
We
at
will
all.
not award half points here. DJ, where are you from?
Highly offended by mid-cities as the first guess, if I'm going to read into that.
Uh-huh.
Duncanville is where I applied my craft.
Duncanville High School.
Okay. Decidedly not west of 360.
And yes, he is a fine baseball player.
Yes.
I've seen him play.
He does look like a baseball player with his hat on
Dave,
and his stirrups.
what radio station did DJ work at prior to joining KTCK The Ticket?
Steal.
Oh, I know this one.
Go ahead.
ESPN.
Rest in peace.
Ham, you don't have a ding-ding. Or Ham doesn't know him either. Ham doesn't know the answer. He's like, who's this
I'm waiting
weird
for him
guy
to tell
sitting
me.
next to me?
That is correct, Ham.
ESPN, where you work. How long did you work there?
Boy, like 6 years.
So
Something about that.
where was that station located?
Well, Bob,
it was across the hall.
About 12 steps away from where y'all work every day.
Oh.
And when we saw you every day in the hallway and you just kind of looked beaten down and you're just like, golly, I wish I could work with those guys. Is that true?
Oh, I mean, maybe off the air we can talk about it a little more, but yeah, there were some interesting combinations of shows across the hall that I sat through for sure.
Okay. Bob.
Yes, sir.
DJ's defining characteristic is that he wears a hat daily.
Yes.
Yes or no? Does DJ have a bald spot?
I'm going to say no. He has an amazing head of hair, probably, like a lot of people that wear hats all the time just to taunt.
Yeah, he's just lazy.
DJ?
Ham?
I'm seeing he has hair underneath that hat. No bald spot detected.
Probably amazing hair.
He does. He has lots
This is the first time I've seen his full head.
It's shocking, isn't it?
Is it luscious?
It is.
Kind of got a bowl cut going right now, but yeah, no bald spot.
Might be a wig.
Now, how often do you cut your hair, and do you go to a certain barber to style it and then immediately put the hat back on?
That's immediately what I do. I probably get it cut every couple months just because I hate it. And, yeah, I immediately throw it back in their face and just throw the hat on immediately.
Have you ever just shaved it, like gone buzz cut?
No, I look.
Since you don't care?
I've got a weird shaped head, so I think that would look real stupid. So
But you're wearing a hat.
Is there a chance, DJ, that we can get you...
Well.
Shut up. Is there a chance that we can get you to a stylist of some sort that would make you be like, wow, my hair's kind of cool?
I don't think so. I've never had a hairstyle in my life that I stuck with that I thought looked good. I think it's just my face is ugly or something. I just don't look
ugly.
good.
No, you're handsome, DJ.
How long have you been wearing hats every day?
My whole life. As long as I can remember.
For real?
Yeah, just not in school.
Oh, it's all right, Craig. DJ has worked weekends at the Ticket for approximately 3 years, Dave. Who is his least favorite weekend teammate?
Ham.
What?
That's
my
the
guess.
answer.
Oh, that's his guess.
Yeah. DJ?
Close but incorrect.
For the steal, Bob.
I hate to always guess EA on these.
EA hates you.
EA
I'm
does
the
not
only
hate-
one that supports
no,
EA.
likes
I'm the
me
only
a lot.
one. I'm the only one.
It's Corgi, actually.
Going to Corgi, actually.
I just don't know that DJ would be a man of conflict. Let's say he has a beef with Elf that goes back years.
Underlying issues there. I would say...
Get up! What does that mean?
I don't know. I'm going to go with Monty. I just feel inferior next to his talent on the weekend. It's just not easy to reach that bar, and it just reminds me that I'll never be that good of a broadcaster. So it's Monty.
Yeah.
Okay.
He is so jealous of Monty and having one leg.
He's so good.
I know. It's like being jealous of Tom Dempsey, you know?
Yeah.
His other senses have been heightened since the leg.
Right.
And if you cross him, you cross his leg.
All right, so far Bob is up.
You down the hall.
Bob is up 1-0 in this battle of who knows DJ the best. So far, you guys both are embarrassing. DJ spent the last 1.5 years doing tickers for the Marconi Award-winning Musers. Heard daily 5:30 to 10 here on the Ticket. During his morning tenure, which member of the crew did DJ spend the most time with outside of work, Bob?
Junior.
Dave, would you like a steal?
That means it's wrong.
Does that mean I'm wrong?
Well, that is wrong.
I thought he was Junior's babysitter.
I'm going to say Fernando. I think he and Fernando go brunching.
Incorrect. It's a 5-way tie. I never saw any of them outside of the studio once in the last year and a half.
Perfect.
Wow, a 5-way tie.
Someday, though, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, you could give him to sign a T-shirt for you or something.
Yeah, that'd be great. Introduce
Dave.
myself.
DJ once spent over $2,000 for a pair of concert tickets. What band or artist bent DJ over that metaphorical barrel and took his innocence in the most violent way possible.
Wow.
$2,000.
$2,000.
Kid Rock.
What are you doing?
Not a bad guess.
Who would have to pay that much to go see Kid Rock?
No, this was probably
This is a great guess.
probably girlfriend driven, so I'm going to say Elton John.
Incorrect.
Bob for the steal.
I wouldn't know where to begin.
$2,000.
Michael McDonald.
So it's someone of large S quality.
Selena?
Racist.
Yeah. Like, is she a Swiftie?
No.
Who was it, DJ?
But Dave's not far off. Bad Bunny.
Wait.
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny and
wait a
Elton
minute.
John. How are they close?
Hispanic
Well, he said Selena.
Oh, yeah. he did say
my third guess was close.
Yeah.
Okay, little Bad Bunny.
All right, last one. Much like Corby Davidson, DJ is racially ambiguous at first sight. Dave Lane, what ethnicity is DJ?
Yes.
He is full-blown Jewish.
Whoa.
Full blown.
I'm just kidding.
Full blown. Incorrect.
Bob for the steal. Chinese.
I don't think he's Chinese.
I've heard it before, I swear.
I'm going to, just a hint of Latino.
A hint of Latino. Is that on your birth certificate, DJ?
I'm going to give that to him. I think so. My mom is Hispanic and my dad is from Iowa, super white. So I think that's a hint of Hispanic.
Yeah, Bob can sniff out the Hispanic girl in anybody.
He was. Did you see it? Did you notice that in day one, like him sniffing around your chair a little too close?
Whoa.
Did not notice that.
God, I can smell you, DJ.
I sense I have competition for harboring Hispanic girls now.
All right, well, Dave Lane, embarrassing.
I'm so sorry.
You don't know anything about it.
I will do better trying to get to know my new teammate.
We'll do this tomorrow and see if you remember any of it. All right, DJ, welcome aboard, brother.
Yeah. Good to be here.
Thank you. Well, speaking of students that have sex with teachers, we have breaking news. As Anthony Hawkins, a 25-year-old long-term substitute teacher who was most recently working at Sam Houston High School, was arrested yesterday on 5 charges.
It's a rough side of town.
Stemming from alleged misconduct involving inappropriate relationships with students.
Students?
Police have identified 3 victims, and he was apparently in contact with the victims since the last school year, so at the end of last year and then over the summer.
You know what Hannibal Lecter said, Bob?
What's that?
To Clarice. We covet what we see. There. There's and scene.
Yeah, no, you just summarize the entire story right there.
Yep.
Yes, so Arlington ISD released a statement saying the Arlington ISD is aware of the recent arrest of a long-term substitute in our district for alleged inappropriate relationships involving students. We immediately notified the Arlington Police Department to investigate. Arlington ISD officials questioned the substitute teacher and reported the matter to the Texas Education Agency. So Anthony Hawkins, once the allegations were made, he immediately resigned because he knows what's happening.
Probably best.
He was booked into Arlington jail and then released on a $100,000 bond this morning. So details forthcoming, but 3 different students. So he wasn't just looking for one squeeze. He wanted to have a different squeeze in every day part.
I think that he probably, if I can dive into the mind of someone like this,
25-year-old. Does a 25-year-old dude need to be teaching high school?
So, high school girls, huh?
I don't know the answer to that. 99% of them aren't doing this. So, but I get your point.
Schools are so desperate for substitute teachers right now, they'll take anybody.
That's true.
Even pedos?
Well, I mean, that's not on his resume.
That's on the resume, yeah.
What a harsh comment from our newsman.
I believe that he probably had some sort of dalliance with one of the students, got away with it, and then was just like, All right.
Open season.
That was easy enough.
Yeah, and no one said a word. All right, cool. And then he knew.
Do you think he's cute? Like all the girls are like, oh my God, Mr. Hawkins, who's looking at you?
Oh, make me a muscle.
Probably. He probably is a decent-looking guy.
Oh my gosh, I dropped my pencil right by your desk.
Right, and it's just like in the beginning of Raiders of the Lost Ark with Indiana Jones teaching the kids, and on the eyebrows or whatever, it says, I love you when they close their eyes or whatever.
Right.
I'm sure that the guy was probably pretty good looking and just thought, yeah, whatever, I'll get away with this. But he knew in his heart of hearts that he was going to get busted, which I truly believe every one of these guys knows they're going to get caught. They can't think that they're going to get away with this.
It's just a matter of time. Whether you are in an illicit relationship with someone that you're not supposed to at school, at work, in an affair, it's all going to come out in the wash eventually.
But this is teenagers you're dealing with.
Yeah, who cannot keep their trap shut.
No, at all. And then something's going to happen. You're going to do something that upsets them, and then they're going to tell the teacher. This is what – it's just chapter verse, teenager.
Yep. You dodged a bullet, Corby.
Oh, boy.
Not with a student in an inappropriate relationship.
I'm not a teacher.
But you did just renew your driver's license, right?
I did, yeah. Now, I had to renew it.
You had to go to Canton.
Yeah, like 40 miles away because I couldn't book an appointment before my birthday in Dallas.
Well, it's a good thing that you got it done last week because today DPS driver's license offices were closed across the state because they were doing a software update on the driver's license system and something went wrong. And so if you needed to get your license renewed or replaced or get an ID card or get a driver's record, all of those services were unavailable, so all appointments today were canceled.
Oh, my God.
Guess who
Can you imagine if you had signed up like 4 months ago for an appointment today and then you get an email first thing, don't come, our computers are broken.
Guess who had one?
No way.
Young Justin.
You're kidding me. Today?
He got canceled?
Yep, he got canceled.
Oh, bro.
Yep.
So now he's going to have to wait like 4 more months?
Yeah, when do they do it?
I believe... I think he got moved to next week.
So they put these people at the front of the line at the very least?
I think so.
Or near the front of the line?
I think that's what happened. They still have to drive quite a ways.
Did he book it way out?
Yeah. Yeah.
What? Why are we so behind?
And then I had to tell Mom how busy I am.
Yeah.
I mean...
I'm working everywhere.
Sports.
I'm in Salina.
There's sports going on.
For God's sakes.
I mean, Thursday Night Football's tomorrow.
You should have taken him to Salina to get the driver's license.
Don't you know it's sports season?
Yeah, it is. This is number one sports season.
When does it end?
It doesn't.
All right, we need to get to the story of the diarrhea plane.
Yeah, man.
So we had the story in Enews how Tom Brady has joined forces with Delta Airlines to change the narrative away from the diarrhea plane and to Tom Brady's new leadership techniques that will help Delta move forward in their organization.
Right.
But I know this has been talked about on Muse in the News.
I don't care.
But you
it's the greatest story ever.
demanded that we talk about it. So this was, when was this? Monday?
Yeah.
That there was a flight from Atlanta that was going nonstop to Barcelona. And they were 2 hours into the flight when the pilot calls back to the Atlanta airport and says, we have a biohazard issue. We had a passenger who had diarrhea all the way through the airplane, and they want us to come back to Atlanta.
All the way through the airplane.
So they did. So
did they arrest him?
No. Okay, so the flight crew
for diarrhea.
The flight crew did their best to mop up the mess because it was all down the aisle as he's clutching his Dockers trying to run to the lavatory.
Was it a child?
No, it was a man. And so they're trying to mop up the mess down the aisle, and they also were using a vanilla-scented disinfectant, which somebody said it made it smell like vanilla poop.
Oh, goodness.
And so they end up getting back to Atlanta, and then everybody it was, it's an international flight, so it has 2 aisles. It has the section in the middle and then window sections on either side. Well, one of the aisles is filled with doo-doo, so everyone had to crawl across all the seats and exit out the far aisle.
Yeah.
And then so they get everyone off the plane. Then they have to get a maintenance crew onto the plane, rip out all the old carpet, and replace it before they could leave.
Wow.
Do you think that would be pretty high on your list of the most humiliating moments of your life if you were that dude?
Okay, well, here is
so horrible.
Here is the rub. So they spent, after they get back to Atlanta, it takes them 5 hours to replace the carpet and disinfect the plane. Then everybody, after a complete 8-hour delay, so 5 hours to clean it, then they end up being delayed for 3 more hours. So 8-hour total delay from the time they got back to the time they get back onto the plane. And so all of the passengers get back onto the plane after the delay, including the guy who had the diarrhea.
So where did he go? Did he go home to change?
Maybe he had his luggage in a carry-on.
Underoos?
Like he just went into the Atlanta bathroom.
Took a shower at the Admirals Club.
Threw stuff away.
Now, as somebody who's had to dispose of clothing in the wild,
go on.
I'm asking Dave.
Oh, yeah.
How would you get rid of Dockers? And you certainly can no longer go with those clothes anywhere.
No, you throw them in the airport furnace.
You roll them as tight as you can, and then you shove them as deep as you can into the wastebasket, and then you create a buffer of paper towels on top.
Yeah, there's a method.
It's a science to get rid of the evidence.
They should not allow that guy back on the plane. Let me ask you this, David.
Clearly, he has to control his diarrhea, but that would be a tough next 24 hours for him to go
just
back on the
imagine
flight.
just the glaring eyes of everyone who is like, we could be in Barcelona by now if not for your butt.
Is this guy Barcelonan or is he American?
I mean,
because
I assume American.
It would be worse if he was from there. I don't know why.
Why?
I just feel like people would be leering at him like, you dirty Spaniard.
Jeez.
Well, I'm just saying, he had diarrhea. Whoa. Horrible diarrhea. Bad enough to turn a plane around.
But they eat like a late dinner. They have tapas like at 10 o'clock at night.
Don't make excuses.
They don't have a big meal right before they get on a plane.
So the guy... Let me get this straight.
Okay.
The guy obviously knew that things were not going well, but the onslaught hit him so hard that he couldn't make it to the bathroom. Like, there wasn't any pre-warning.
Well, maybe he was not wanting to make a scene, and it's grumbling, and he's just like trying to will it to congeal.
There's no scene. You walk to the bathroom.
Or maybe he was by the window seat.
And tried to roll down the window?
No, maybe he didn't want to disturb the people next to him, and then he was like, I gotta go.
No. No.
Maybe
I'm
the
not buying any
seatbelt
of this.
sign was on.
This guy should be banned from flying for life.
Was he a tourist or was he going to his home in Spain?
Interesting that you brought that up 3 seconds after I said that.
As I just said, to get
I think
clarity on
I
it.
think he was. We don't know, but I think he was a tourist. And there is a viral video of the aftermath. Somebody took a video as they were exiting the plane.
Yeah, that video.
And you can see all the wadded up toilet paper and paper towels all down the aisle. Like,
so to his
it was
friends,
all the way down the aisle.
Do all of his friends know it was him? This is a national story. Are they aware?
If it was me, I would have told everyone.
It's not like a fart where you can make it look like it was somebody else's.
Oh, I'm just saying, but like individually, how quickly did it turn out that like everyone that knows him is like, oh my God, Dave, it was you that turned around a 747 headed to Spain?
Thank God I haven't done that yet.
Ricky, do you need to take a
That's the worst story ever.
All right,
Don't ever do that again.
Let's